Agie kese wani waso FM yewie na dodo nyina wababehwe Owia TV no wabetie eye muntie dwumadie na nkomo ayedie soso no wode wadwene amayen anase waso amayen so hu ne yakeka enemasi ene de akekere oman no yeda wasese awie wanya adage edi amayen aha ye Owia television so ebizanfo dwumadie no edindi muntie no wageme so yetie muntie no wageme so yetie muntie medase se wageme so sa se wo kuma se asante mantem ne mpatam na se wo hwe ya na se wutie ye ne a oti yenka precise 105.9 FM so precise 105.9 FM so oti yenka ewo so medin edin na ya obo amamanfo frem bia boga ene eye ya wada me bosome no ne de toso aduono bako ohwemre no a yese no me ensa ba pawo sima ne be du ene ne dudu bako so ene busiafo ye de dwumadie we ebrewo no Dominic Kwaku Boateng Kuku Avernike Jando Akosia Somwa ya Grace Simon ni obi bia taechi ma bia wo bia no yetimi aba na ya ba besomo awie na ya fa dwene ya fa plans de afa Ghana ho ye streaming we social media platforms awudo ni nyina so ye social media platforms ni nyina ye streaming ewo so oko Facebook a eye Owia TV hwehwe yen ewo Facebook no so like ye page no follow yen ewo Facebook na emia notification bell no abribia ye di dwumadie we ebrewo no so ho ebema notification waka ye hontem sebe ya yenko na yenko enyawo eno ache oko YouTube so a eye Owia TV official anase Owia TV official anase Owia TV streaming honom ena se oko TikTok no so a eye Owia TV official wa dwenche ena unsusie fa toto honom ye guso a ye di dwuma no ye bekenkan ede ama say WhatsApp message anase text message na opesa ode ba obetimi dia fa 0243 220044 so ami akenka dia ama 0243 220044 so wadwenche no nsusuye na yakenkan ede ama ewodwumadie ne so awie pa konya bi tena so ho ne penso bi esi wunchen se fufu anase o lunch kum so hu na nse amanfo di dintam so yesmi ni dia najo so ntise bia lunch kum sapa kum ne nyina na wudia so hu penso bi si nche pedrink bi si nche so hu na yemfa dwene emfa Ghana ho awie abzafo ye hyase na ye de enkomo we ahyase so hu se ne de bia eye ye de bibi hyase na awie so no yemfa eye simple message we enhye ye dwumadie no ase or say not every day will be easy but every day will teach me something enye de bia ena abrabo no ebeye mre ye be fa niema hogro so ebeye easy ye kodwomu a ye beto ye niema nyina de ama yen ye dwuma chese adwuma ye so ye carpenter ne wo ye mason adwuma wo ye bia obenya adwuma benya customers bebre ye odabi wono mu a enkoye but de bia da ye wade bia obesua ewo eye wasetenam adwuma wo yem wabrabom udwade awudie usuku a wokọ so ho etese oko school no de bia your subject kro a say English language a de bia da teacher ne be kire bibi foforo topic foforo our subject no mu sana abrabo no etie de bia da another topic abrabo no kire wo etese ofa ne sa bibia enya wanwa bibia enkoya de foforo emma so ho abrabo no you keep going so to say now cause I say not every day will be easy but every day will teach me something me no eye me no eye wo me no so eye unua ba ko no ntia fa ye nyina ho so yemfa ntie kotudwem na yemfa entutu anamon ewo abraba ye bono emum awie gentlemen na eka me ho awie ama ye digwumadie no eni ora Emmanuel Osejemfi right Emmanuel Osejemfi eye a development consultant Emmanuel Osejemfi eye a development consultant so ho okan ho ewo eye dwumadie we eso so ho na yakọ yenim Emmanuel Osejemfi a development consultant obekan ho awie sa so na Owia Kaseɛ eye former director of communications Emma NPP wo asantemantema say ora kwesi chase so no ebetena say awie na miami nua Alhaji Sita Seidu Alhaji Sita Seidu so eka the communication team of the ruling NDC ewo asantemantema say Alhaji so betena say na yedi nkomo ya fa adwene de afa Ghana ho nti awie gentleman we na ebetena se ni ama omunsia nom ye de nsem na to wono mo na ya bobobom so ho na ye de afa adwene de afa Ghana ho na awie yenhye enkomo na se na yenhya se emfa emfri eye saasemwe ho yemfa saasemwe enhye yenkomo na se ene awie so ho yemfa eye saasemwe enhye yenkomo na se ene awie na de tie nie ebeto dwase court ama ruling say GN Bank mobekaya in 2017 18 19 mo honum na ebeto dwase banks ni bebre wo honum a wo mo edwetire kuta wo mo de ye adwuma no ebusiafo enkoye enu nti aban nhyehyɛ egugu bi they also gu no omugu no they also omu kabom they also omu yi ede kwose bi ekorura baabi no omo etu saa na mo no ema edru baabi bank a ye fe ne se GN Bank esoso eho ebe kan GN Bank eye bank a eye opani Dr. Papa Kwesi Indum na oye flag bearer ede ema PPP party no wono ena eye ne dia papa ne yobi a ene ne companies owo ewo Ghana mema say ne de bebrebe waye investment bebrebe ewo oman ni mo na GN Bank eka ho na ebeto dwase Bank of Ghana agi GN Bank for license e dey free omonsam so be kaya omo downgrade omo from eye bank e dey omo ba savings and loans no no entiase anya adwuma na Bank of Ghana agi omo license kra e dey free omonsam a bank no omo lusu bank no entirely kra e dey free omonsam omo court emebeye chima mentwe omo court ba koma was it the High Court a ruling etia GN Bank for Dr. Papa Kwesi Ndum and the lawyers amananso a omo etoa so esa so call manim biem ema ekoko wie se court asaso emwa wo no court of appeal ena ene court of appeal e the ruling aba omo Order Bank of Ghana se enani chine ya omo restore GN Bank omo license ene omo assets nyina ensa so emfa ema womo na omo enkonkoye omo adwuma na sa ruling we ya ebaye no sameka hye nso a emra Ghana ye born to 2020 elections no edibera 2024 sabre no na enkomo baako amanfo di pa sabre na amanfo pinu a esika kwako di banks nim because GN Bank eye bank baako a so yi Ghana Commercial Bank to nchene a GN Bank ye bank baako a okọ sebi ekura bia ase eni kuro bia so a na omo eye branch e honum eduba bi na majority of Ghana ba adwumayefo eye teacher for eye nurses num ene a police for nya de na omo de o market ya efa GN Bank because ni community a owom a ebia odi teacher na se oye nurse ni no e bank no e branch e honum a ebe no into obe prefer say odi ne salary ebe for no dan se bia odi be kwa bank bia ne only branch ewe bia ni kura wo so anase the next town owo agi so twa kwantintin p wetimi akwa assess akmaninsa akwa kana ketia eno eche so sense na omo ben communities ne ade no ye ma menema dwadifo ye yerenom ne ye guess ya na omo di dwane ade bebre na omo ne GN Bank edigwa pa susu onom ne ade na omo tubi o GN Bank honomo eno eche so no eba loans onom ne ade a na ke so omo mama ne bi pa che se bank ba ko a na ojina ya na obo amanfo pa na eba asa dipa pino sika kokodim example ka hye nso a in 2020 elections no na akwakoye campaign message ewo elections nim na akwakoye campaign message ewo elections nim because na nipa bebre sika akwakodidim uye GN Bank to nchene a base capital just banks ni bebrebe so na amanfo sika kokodidimu a besina ye ne mo kase ye onipa pia besine omonsanka omusika ruling way eba bontia no pa ya just you start to say you posty any other day will be on him din komo a chat here so or koye fixed deposit be or koto treasury bill be or one of the banks ya ninsanka into the nyamiase say a ruling way aba ojidie say or best start process ni bio na nsa ebe kanisika nti onipa pio musika ekokodidi mu nti ebe campaign message or 2020 elections no na ebusiafo ebe campaign message no mampani John Dramani Mahama Sabra no na oye mampani dada mamenka ne sada na osaso ye candidate Mahama so hu no ye mampani dada na osaso ye candidate Mahama na oko contest in 2020 enti in 2020 elections num na President John Dramani Mahama promise amanfo a no musika akwakodidim GN Baggins and some no NHS banks hon sensam no na omo esika akwakodim promise wonum na so beha Mahama's 2020 campaign promise on locked up funds. Mahama's 2020 campaign promise on locked up funds. Like say amanfo a wonum sika akwakodi di banks awodo a no mo ensanka ye no in 2020 Mahama sema okaye and the exact words are oyusu yedie or say we will within 1 year of being in office pay customers of collapsed financial institutions all funds locked up na many asem nka on say do baby say picture no lie and I say book no lie na 2020 elections no President John Dramani Mahama ehia Ghana fo binom titru ene the business community ene say civil society organizations ne dwumayefo emonu omo edin komo na that time asempoti ya President Mahama ekaye de efa GN Bank any banks ahodo a na ban eguno akeka bia bom na omajeje omo license from nsemo a na nipa pie soso no esika akwakodidim yemfa we soso nto so se sa na ban no atuatua bidie omatuatua sika ne bi de amanfo de batodo no a esoso ebekam a like say amanfo ensu no gujemu pa yentie President Mahama in 2020 asemo a okan e de fa sansemu ye.
Government officials justify the huge amounts it is spending to manage the impact of the collapse of Ghanaian financial institutions, which they now put at a whopping 21 billion Ghana cedis. I weep for the many who have lost their jobs, the many who have lost their jobs, the many who have lost their businesses, and the many who have lost their livelihoods as a result of these policies. I pledge on behalf of the NDC that we shall, within 1 year of being in office, pay all funds that have been locked up with the collapsed financial institutions. Within our first year in office, we shall pay to all the beneficiaries all funds locked up in the collapsed financial institutions. It is a promise. We shall not put together any long-term payment plan that will further worsen the living conditions.
And to where President John Dramani Mahama, the exact in Semo Kanye, the business community, or can edichere jedifo, or can edichere, men can say the working class of the society are no musika akwaku DGN Bank in 2020. In 2020, they just say proud to the 2020 elections, where President Mahama Semwa or de etuja. Se yankopo na dom na se Ghana for the 2 me Emmanuel obi bia ni sika akwakudi disa banks no honom no obi make sure say within 1 year obeba abem no obi a ensa ebeka ni sika na banks so a omo amfa mra kwan so no mugugu no obe make sure so be streamline niema na de wo se omo etu ho anamo bia no omo etu ho anamo nti ene court of appeal eye ruling ne ba ye no eno no way eye President Mahama ne campaign in 2020 asema okan ye na emra owini ye emra obedi nkunim no for ne finance minister which is Dr. Kaseɛ Atoba Forsen. Dr. Kaseɛ Atoba Forsen ebusia for ono so na agya nkomodidi a ena na amanfo de ni die to adwene de afa sika akwakodidi amanfo ensam sika akwakodidi sa banks no ensam a besine nipa pinu a ensa enkan okasai de efa ho enti finance minister on repayment of locked up funds. Finance minister on repayment of locked up funds. For the Okanyeni, or say, am I going to borrow another 10 billion Ghana cedis and saddle the state with additional debt, or say no way? And now the finance minister, Dr. Kaseɛ Atoba Forsen, and na amount for Echina Jini de Esiswo say in 2020 na moye campaign na mwini eni nkunim no and some say and o flag bearer at that time and wabe president okanye de echire Ghana for sa samne da so da ho sa problem no da so da ho nom na obe ni denie and na ode etudwa say onko no nkonko jebosia be 10 billion Ghana cedis no more emfa emetuatua sa aka no na eno so no emeye eka emeto oman no etire so nti wei the finance minister ne nsem a wode etudwa de efa president ne nsem no ehom na bisa for yenhwe ade bi ewa hase kakra yenhwe ade bi ewo hase kakra na se o share government position on locked up funds ne ehon ensense mo say government's current position on locked up funds. Number one, or the government will not borrow to repay locked up funds. Number two, responsibility should not fall on taxpayers. Number three, financial sector cleanup already cost 30.3 billion Ghana cedis. Number four, roadmap to settle obligations being developed into way a government position or a omwa omusika akwakodidi emiamia eni ade and obeka hyene nso a emra sa banks ye gugu no kofa nsem bebrebe de eba ya nipa pi sika kokodim ebi honom a na oye adwuma GN Bank obi also so a na oye adwuma Unibank so hu anase Unicredit so tia say na asem ekokoba ye ewiase bank no efiri honum nipa na oye adwuma honum no ye yinadi se onko tena fie obi also so a ne fie ni na bonti nyina na ode ye investment bank honum a ne nsa entimi anka obeka ya Gold Coast Security ene chese enweku ahodo pi aban egugu no a ekofa how ede ebaye aban ekofa levy bi buy na ye about 15% tax bi ede baya na omo ehwese yede ebetete saka no ede efri honomo na omo ehwese yede ebetete saka no ede efri honomo and sa levy no ohwe baby a ede yen eba bedru ya ebusanfo sa ohwe graph ya eda o screen so a ose trend of revenue from financial sector cleanup levy, trend of revenue from financial sector cleanup levy. Now, it started from 2021 to 2025. It started from 2021 to 2025. And say, Oshe graph na edaha say no in 2021 Ghana enya about 262 million Ghana cedis. Over 2022 no yenya about 365 million. And yeba 2023 ebenya 643 million. Yeba 2024 ebenya 862 million. And yeba 2025 ebenya 1.1 billion edi free eye sadie nim ema bebia yeba begina yeni na nyina ne target ni nyina ye say a car na sa banks na ye gugu no ekeka bo mu ema amanfo p investment kese ebo wo mu ene ade ebi craft enam so wuwu ye ene ade no na omo hwe se omo ede beso so sa kanim ede afri ho no nti wei eye graph no be bia ye ba beduru ye 2025 ya etwem no na kese aban enya be 1.1 billion Ghana cedis and then the free ASR financial sector cleanup levy no aban de ba ye in 2021 and you could see a year 2025 no yemfa the last slide na fe yentie eye enkomobia eye empenimfo e de atutuja efa eye court ruling na ene eba ye no ho na yenhye so revenue a for yakekadia bom nyina revenue from financial sector cleanup levy since 2021 to 2025. Okay, coming in our bomua, for yenam 3.2 billion Ghana cedis. Yenam 3.2 billion Ghana cedis. And no, a year revenue if free more a buy. In Tiaman for a court no edi ruling a bar and an pay no. Among 4 questions no mubusa and say anyembiano a buy. Dr. Papa Kwesi Ndum, ya say Bank of Ghana, and for the license, emano, na onko pretty ni GN Bank, ni assets, na say ni Japadie, say unse GN Bank, so de, untimi mienu o kiosk mu, say your kiosk kra ye Japadie, say store dime back okra ye Japadie, say abrosai asekra no ane say bank ne dia. Eye wonom Japadie so hu say your car bekaya e beto dwa se banks ni bi wonom a omo cars nom ene ade amanfo bia ye tonton Japadie bi so hu na ye de atwetwa e car aba beto akiri enti sa ka ni nyina ebisa se aban epekwa kofesika wahin na ode aba betua e na Dr. Papa Kwesi Ndum a ono no se ye de ne license e ma no se onsa so nko operative bank no obenya sika wahin na ode etusa na mo no absia for emra ne court of appeal e de sa ruling we e bae no Dr. Papa Kwesi Ndum e kasai na okasai about ruling no ye ni kan entie eno emra sisie.
There's a lot to say, but not today. At an appropriate time, we will hold a press conference to go through what we have experienced and the difficulties moving forward. What I want to say also is that we are in a very good political environment. That environment has brought about a wind of change, and we are expecting that with the license restored, that we will now play our part in making sure that this country achieves the level of prosperity that is
needed. Dr. Papa Kwesi Ndum, Group Ndum CEO, Mamen Kanesa, Group Ndum CEO, founder, bankroller, and yet in Cadeno Chesusunum, or Sasu di Bisoso, or Kasai Edefa, Omwa, Sa Adia Bank of Ghana, se GN Bank, or more license, dear free or monsum, and Namso Emo Muye, or Mososwa, and ne ebio, or my yari good dem, or Mososwa, and Namso ma, and ne ebia, wafobia. Then kobe boano amana insa kona no watimi abo brebi omu nyina abrabo abo asesa no Dr. Papa Kwesi Ndum esa so ekasa say defa.
It's been a difficult, very difficult 7 years. We want to thank family. We want to thank all of our employees. We've had some very loyal, hardworking employees who have stood with us all these years. And definitely we give thanks to the Almighty for keeping us healthy enough to be where we are. Because this has been a very tough, very difficult time that we have gone through. It's just unimaginable. There's a lot to say, but not today. At an appropriate time, we will hold a press conference to go through what we have experienced and the difficulties moving forward. What I want to say also is that we are in a very good political environment. That environment has brought about a wind of change, and we are expecting that with the license restored, that we will now play our part in making sure that this country achieves the level of prosperity that is needed. There are just too many difficulties. Some people have died. Some have lost their jobs. Assets have been destroyed. Many things we will not get back. But what we promise is that we will restore this country. We will restore our business. And we will make certain that our second time is even better than the first one. So, thank you very much.
Papa Kwesi Indum, Dr. Papa Kwesi Indum, and abusian for yete no and can we yemra na just a court no ruling no aba court order say Bank of Ghana emfa group Indum and I say GN Bank womo and license emma wood mo japade womo assets nyina so no womo emeki sure say womo ede woma de ebema womo and na Dr. Papa Kwesi Indum, the CEO, the bankroller, founder and leader of a group Indum, the companies does or hotels or papa no nyasem ketwa and nipa thousands no more edidi e was a bank we mo se staffer no wa for madwuma se na make say oko every village, every district, so just towns and communities na papa we our branch our honomo at least ofa a university graduates be ofa ebi akrach ni bi ohonomo so hu a ono so no obididi amana so amanfo eso and omu nyina lost their jobs so to say into way de ababetodwa into the CEO and na omaye hu and order tudwa say or promise Ghana for say GN Bank no just say the eba de eso the die chire eba no eso chen ni nyina on be say bank papa no de asum Ghana for into way latest about banks gugu ye ene ho ensensem and mobeka share so a menim say ya grace pictures ni bia emra Dr. Papa Kwesi Indum President John Dramani Mahama honum ahead of 2024 elections mobeka ya one GN Bank staff ni bi mampeni John Dramani Mahama honum no office ema omo petitions and omo document command yes we crowd as after elections President John Dramani Mahama din kunimu na owufie no good we emra no de petition no emmanuel no good we emra na ode omo petition no ne staff ni bia na omo ye adwuma wo GN Bank omo de petition command no na the hope and mekaipa say President John Dramani Mahama so no share ne bo at that time say oba or se ne bo say enkrata semu eni bibia omuhwem na say anyamra kwanso amfamra kwanso eni ye ne bank different nsemu a obesa so edinade amano and ene 16 months in President John Dramani Mahama the government 16 months 16 months ana 17 60 ana 17 ba ni nyina so ho ode ne banga mano nti we emra na wahia no ewo mampani John Dramani Mahama ne private office na say no nya encore Jubilee House so ho ne private office na one no ode document we ma no President Mahama so say ne bontie ne okwa papa na kwa for years okwa papa na kwa for years na ochre se aban ene Bank of Ghana mfabra kwan so ena omo ne bank get free in nsem no ende abem ede amano me kai se okọ ni Facebook page and I say ni Facebook wall or try to hono say or say I am putting on my white shirt and something come on we are going to work and I just say or encouraging the staff no and you say they should pick up their shirts, pick up their pens and then or more papers na or more kwa adwuma na just say no nim de na edi actually bana no pay enra and on this side ne to ho no manwumre no and no pay ruling eba ya and then insa e kan bank nti we ɛyɛ GN Bank nsensɛm no ɛno no yɛnto aso na yɛnkɔ yɛnim na yɛkɔ yɛnim no kwambafo abronye abro de nyampa idi ene ne honam se pa kwambafo abronye abrantie way has been in the news for the past 2 weeks so say 3 weeks ni ewo omaye mu ni nyina eye reminder eye Accra Circuit Court judge ede no ekoye say onkotwa 2 weeks o BNI for sales e ma che say MPP for charge because omufi say oye a regional chairman bono regional chairman ema NPP eno no na court aremande no omufi say court no amfamra kwan so na oderemande no na biem sukura na ade a abronye ye ya eno nti court no say waremande no omo efi say sa bone ne nye bone bia o say judge no remande no na grounds a judge no ejina so ederemande no na MPP amanyuko efi say 77 preduasa entasumu ene omo keka bi pa keka ya the flag bearer Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia ebe issue statement ewo ne nkrofo ne party ma enne ne achiwe enne ne apikiwe enne ne akofa we no Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia issue statement edefa home enum na last week Sunday ene last weekend the minority leader Honorable Alexander Afenyoma Kinene ono so minority no MPP press conference here ene oko straight ne kika bie chese judge ne de woni okika bi de kire no ene afenyo de memma no a na enya asem keto no so no amanfo so kwa afenyo so say dabi we too big and I say the umudro city ni kwan say we yes and still or justified yentia or yes ne party NPP so ebe back no say every single whether every afenyo mark in enuma ba no omo support e techire efuaso a enge say omo ejim enra abronye case no omo court entimi ani asem no emo mo postpone e de be hye ne eno e de to manim na busuafo de ete ne se ne court no ekotena se no Accra High Court a granted bail to Kwambafo Abronye DC in a sum of 100,000 Ghana cedis with 2 sureties. Na busuafo conditions e wa Abronye bail bail no mo de amano no nyina no and say 100,000 Ghana cedis yes na de ka ho and say ordinary passport ebekọ akwakoto court registry honum or the passport ebekọ akwakoto court registry honum say chine bi enkoba se bia ehwe abronye ne yeso watu kwan debi eno akire susu no na wotwe mienu bia or the no bekọ akọkira police for CID for ewo omayimu na wotwe mienu bia or the no bekọ akọkira CID for ewo omayimu ena sempo abronye pesu otu kwan bibini na opesu otu kwan efiri omayimu a ewoso okọ na obebo court amane ansa na se court ma no kwan a ansa na watimi atu no kwan kro no a opese otuo no enti court de atugya se abri bia court be frasem no anase court be hia kwambafo abronye no o se NPP party no e produce kwambafo na obefesi emra no emra court no ma rule ni wie no empenimfo pi no na kasae Justin Kodua Frimpong our general secretary the MPP party no kasae no de na small de tu dwane se MPP party no akọ report judge no a oremande abronye no the ama chief justice ene the judicial service say owura no obumra so wamfamra kwan so ene ye de oye na no adane yintie the general secretary of MPP lawyer Justin Kodua Frimpong.
Tomorrow the new patriotic party will file a petition against the circuit court at 9 for misconduct, the judge for circuit court 9 for misconduct, that the court asked for a short adjournment based on the plea from the Attorney General that they needed to study the records. The court obliged to it and said today for the bail application to be heard. Indeed, the counsels for Kwame Bafo Abronye moved the application, and the Attorney General did not oppose to the application, which for us, we felt that it could have been done yesterday. Because if they were going to go and come back and say that they have no objection to the application, why didn't they do it yesterday? But be as it may, the court has granted the bail application, subject to some condition that the court has set, which should not be a problem for the accused. So we are happy that at least justice has been served. And we have been very consistent from day one that this is a case of misdemeanor, which a bill should not have been an issue at all at the circuit court. But as the trial judge at the circuit court did, which we had to come back to the high court. Indeed, we find the conduct of the trial judge as unacceptable, in some extent a misconduct. And it's not something that we are going to just let go. We are filing a petition to the Chief Justice for Justice Num Kusom to be removed from the case of the Republic versus Abronya, because we believe that he has taken stand in the case and he cannot be a judge in his own case, and therefore justice will be well served when the case is given to a different judge to look into the matter.
General. The General Secretary of MPP, lawyer Justin Kodia Frimpong, and yet in Kaseɛ, on also editor and central for him, say on report to circuit court judge, the the Chief Justice and the Judicial Service, say the Owia or boom raso, one famra nye jumatiti amrano so tan. Ya, and say your man of crime, a man at twas so massa case we crano, obemu bio untiming a judge in his own court. If it's a 74 no on one so na etna sem no or transem so nene ekoya and I say ye buy lawyer kojo pon kroma ono ena edi animu se lawyer ema kwambafo abronye ewo case mum ewom se enanyamienum ne lawyers a NPP parade ye ewo court no ma no pay no abusiafo na nya asem keto akra lawyers a NPP parade ye ewo court no na heze omo eni abre kojo pon kroma ene di omanim as a lead counsel ema omu itimi enya build ma abronye ono so ene nkasa kakra.
The tension is high already. I think yesterday you saw the Peace Council issue a statement that acknowledged that the tension is high. Why is the tension high? The tension is high because every well-meaning member of the Ghanaian society can see that the government of the day is using sections 207 and 208 to suppress dissenting views. That is what is raising the tensions, because there have been many other instances in which very senior people on the NDC side, including the current president himself, made comments about the judiciary, and you didn't see 207, 208 being applied in this manner. It is those things that are heightening the tension, and it is that tension that I think the Peace Council is calling on the authorities to try to rein in by putting a stop to this practice that they are embarking upon.
Kroma lawyer kujo pon kroma ma menka na saa is a brand and just say on ye lead counsel de makwamba for abronye case me wom say lawyer se call hono no mo so the former attorney general Godfrey Ebo Adame na oka ho the member of parliament for Menchia South constituency lawyer na AJ Bafo Awua no so eka ho ene chese be hu say honorable Patrick Yabuama na nye ne kra na nim say ono so we lawyer ni Honorable Patrick Yabuama no munyina echese court ono na ni nyina yese omo pre ape bill de ama omo regional chairman kwambafo abronye sa case no na ebusiafo sa case we no nipa pinu ase yan asa NDC aban yi ba ye mampani John Dramani Mahama ba ye woka amanfo kasaboa de ahye wo mo yam okokasa ne achew ubie wano ane achew or suppress press freedom nom ene free speech nom ne ade a ena amanfo the General Secretary of NDC so de ababetu gya se obi bie ne wono mo a or suppress free speech wo mayimu obi bie ne wono mo a wakwa kasa ame ache no o tiwa o kasa o chire wadwiri a onka de ensem fatai so obi ameche obi ameka on deche nti o se MPP for no nsem no mo kan de ene kwan so obi asoso so enye se obi eka obi a ekasabo de ahye ne yam ora fifi kwete General Secretary Edema NDC ono so na response what the Emma MPP for no so.
Our friends tend to be a little bit too sensational in the way they approach things. We've been on this journey now since 1993. That's been quite a bit. And of course, it's still not a perfect journey. But I think as a country, we really have made a lot of progress. To say that a personality like John Mahama is somebody who literally is trying to, should I call it, emasculate an opposition. To be honest, even the persona of John Mahama, people who have dealt closely with him, I can tell you, my own good friend Fenyamakin, who is the leader of the minority, in his heart knows that the persona of John Mahama is not a personality who will be trying to emasculate or prevent people from really expressing themselves. But as I said, sometimes in this game of politics, people have to say what they've got to say. The opposition must do what it's got to do. I am all for making sure we do what it can to always progress, always go to that next level. I don't believe we've reached the end at all when it comes to the freedoms of our people, because at the end of the day, it's only when our people truly become free, but not just freedom from misbehavior, but freedom to be able to leverage our capacities to make our country great and strong. That is the kind of freedom that we need. So I would say, let's allow the laws to operate. If truly you feel your freedoms are being, shall I call it, they are trampled upon, there are institutions, there are ways.
The General Secretary of the ruling NDC, Ura Fifi Fiave Kote Enyete Nkanoa, on so the response or the Emma MPP for or more accuse MP NDC abaying or more accuse President Mahama say free speech or suppressive free speech or kika man for kasabwa de asewo mo yam ubiewa no ane e ba be che oni ade no cause yes or more minority or more opposition and opposition there or so we de was so ye it we no asa na BPP or say honorable afenyo marken enim pafe sensem na o ka nya sa na President John Dramani Mahama ni su ene ne bantie enso eja omo opposition de also omo tutu bigum sebe ya manfo ebeti wo no ase yaguso adem wo MPP atena ye na abetodwa so MPP internal elections na ekoso na buzianfo de yetie ene se de yetie ene se call Efigya Sechere East constituency Efigya Sechere East constituency a yese owura bi efe ne se edumensa atam omo elections no e de Kumasi High Court e kwakoje court injunction e de ato abato no so adaya wose kwan a party ne mpanimfo afa so e organize abato no e wa Efigya Sechere East mpesua no so no entwa ye titiru ene wose krobi efe ne se dome amenase wose se no musi ya abato no entwa ye nto no de okokot no kwakoje court injunction no de ato abato no nyina so
yeah how nti e de injunction akotusu na eyiti aprekope me gidi say ye be call election yi mu no ye te committee na committee ni tena aso no hunu say afane afano de ba aso nje be ba o ye say polling station executive o mu bo aye ma ye campaign 2024 main polling station executive no o ma ye dwumaden abre nti so obi nye emre dia ye ma o mu nkam o mu ko onopus na afi so coordinators ni polling station executive no omo nenne campaign wase ho enti tutu na omo say party nsi emfa nka ho na polling station bi yenye party executive nge 7 no omo so omo mpesa ankrofo no meka ho ya abra abato ne de yento aba na committee no ebe ka kire ma ye nyina so gitu na ye wie no forms no ekọ no ekodu mebi na oma fakuntun ase no person de mangrofo kakra bi ye hu dede kakra na omsa ye ena ombi ma obi afile ye ma obi etuatua ne dues kama afi ya file forms awie abedura yi regional rep aba oma ye meeting na ye boboguma regional rep so wo akire wo de beba de hu ya ne se inkrofo asase ye receive text message ya ye bogu system yebusa we ya research o senye no IT coordinator o se hwi meduru no ho ebin eba asane se bebuelu mo ho a dey wo ma replace wo mo dadadafo na yese committee yese yembo ho ba no wo ma yi bebure afiri mo mo diri se wo mo no kasa bia anko yi o mfi so wo mo nto aba ma incumbent MP honorable Medicine Council board wo mo nto aba ma no obi bia ehun se waye yi no wo ma yi wo mo nyina afiri mu na afi se kakra na and the office of the Umbeto Abba Momenti, Makofa Nipa Fro, Ababi Wurem. And Ama ye did a course of consuence, Ama, if you are going number Bema, make a Sunday, Crampono. If you ma budi, you be free ma budia, Agona, a year, a bosom for ogna himfi omo kwa sanda ke ka ho asem one yes court and find injunction to so kopim say
Ora Edu Mensa, our polling station coordinator, or domain Amenasia, Enei, or court, no Aquacoja court injunction, there are 2 MPP about also, a figure such East, about Pessuaso, MPP internal elections, polling station elections, and of course, no, Emunsam, Nibi, and no. Mame Emma Macrache for Nakwaba, me guest, no, Mame Mo Makwaba, so, na chese yen tuaso. So Emmanuel Osei Jemfi, a development consultant. Emmanuel Osei Jemfi, a development consultant. Emmanuel, you be a just say everything about society, everything about humanity. Ima edana koma so, ima kame ho awie ama ye din komo de afa Ghana ho so ho. Sa so na me ofa kwasi chei, me ofa kwasi chei. So a former director of communications for the NPP was Santamantama say no for kwesi chesu so no ebe ka me ho e wo fia ha na ye di enkomo e na me aminua Alhaji Sita Seidu so eka the communication team of NDC ho e wo Asantamantama say Alhaji so no ebe tena se ama ya fa adwene ye di enkomo e wo dwumedie so ye ka mo say dwumedie live or precise 105.9 FM so live or precise 105.9 FM so and yes actually live on Owia television live on Owia television and you stream so away your social media platforms ding na so kan ho for adwenkyere onsusu ye bra ye ni atem adwenkyere na yenko yenim ima akwaba abusiafo ho ye
Eradi Adom, Fiboko.
O say ti yem fe.
So,
aye. Yem fe pa. Yem fe pa. Aye. Akwaba so.
Yeah.
Mama mama over kwesi chesu so akwaba. Over.
Yeah man.
Akwaba.
Thank you.
Ne Fiboko.
Bone bia ni. Bone bia ni fi.
Ofa ese mo to aba police station abatro so na. Se baby amode adroni police station.
Kasa kakra.
Kasa.
Una busu efi kra to kwa. Wa kasa busu efi awutim. Eti party kakra we say ensem me did say. Obi enu o expect say bibi say beba. What I say. I said the painting picture no. Akwa say bia friends
say
bia. I mean please. Bibia ba nya I was saying panyefo no hwese be o say ye man ye. I said the painting picture na say o titi picture no. He said that is how it should be painted. Yen na yen hwe na baby I was here di bibia to ne ye no yenye. Na amafo nso so here party man so munya butre. Munya butre pa wo bibia ye no. Na fe yen hwe se e betimi asisi ne man frase wo na fe e de kwa kodu bibia. O se etimi nya full gauge ne de e se dwumade na nkasa ase. Ti ya de se na yes sir. Ba yen ntum se if ya nipa wom ne de yen nya ne nyina afrench you're not going to have that.
Yede
ba ku bi ni
mensem kakra bi beba
mensem bebem obi no monti bi no wase bi no be o ma dwen se yafa kwa bi so hankofo no ne ade it is there I just say
this offer be to say just say so I just say sensem bobo ba ye so
I just require the man me expect say be a problem beba
now we expect it
because already never say yaba
abapen
and I was here say be a correction be o was here I almost say pempe ya na say be a bitterness be o baby if you my nothing what I say if you my nothing be o the bitterness they free be 2012 no they asem sa
miusa
it you know I think so was here na say na we nyina no 1 or 2 be o it me yi free na man for so I say if you now for go na be here you just try to get out with that. All the mention. Now, you film. So, I must say, they be there. Ye Jinamua, and I made me say, okay, say, was it a contrast enough for the sake of the party? I will go and then stay behind nothing. And will be a was a medebuano. But that is not supposed to mean, say, be a was a obi sisi obi, and I say, be a obi on the right way. Ye be a or no so, Ebehano. Yana and ye. I mean, say, eye konanim no nema bebre ho a
betenetene
ti ma menchi na me fanchi ama ya me flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Baumia me cha Justin Kodua ne panyefo ni ngira na o mase se de o mase akuta party no mu a bibi ba obutimi hwe di animu na bi no ne lawyer obuasi e friend say oh afakwa
lawyer Fakwa, yes.
Asida Kaseɛ kwadwo no yamna o munyina ase yense rade mpa abomo se mama obi abamu o munti ase se sa na agro de tie
okay
sa emre no besisa
mate
enche kra
mate ima MPP
problem no boapayo
internal election issues here koso
boapayo
ne boapayo ne
yede ko si ba be gina I dance around it boapayo deliberate
say
the course MPP mu hula ba lose ntokwa ni nyina deliberate
adentia.
You see the first step to problem solving identification of the problem.
Yes.
MPP phoning problem. Whenever omobeye grassroots elections, MPP no say from 1999 to 2013, I'm a polling station executive.
From 1999 to 2013. I want to ujiga ya uko eno.
Polling station.
2013 na ujiga ya uko eno.
2013 mum ena me jai polling station.
Okay. Okay.
Member of the national communications team.
Okay.
Free
polling station adwuma no.
And they quantity unemployed graduates in Ghana youth watching idea. Na me adu me parliament kakra ko butu ya. Na ye so mpanyi for ohoni ade. Omunim. So what me identify a problem now, you can easily solve it. Omunim. But boapayo. A leadership issue.
Problem ni yede.
Problem ne say. Personal interest. Idea MPP party no papa. You see, MPP pride in a say or a party of intellectuals.
The elite
party. But I'm telling you, that in reality, no party a mum pennyphobi. No munina. MPP for MPP ne party would demonstrate say you have what it takes. We are intelligent. We are innovative. We are opinionated. You become an enemy. Truth be told, you cannot cry. MPP ne party
a threat to
what I say a dent on the elite status of the party. Party I say elite party to be a bemo so I had the more demonstrating intellectual prowess in Tibia Okomwa my memo more than so me dynamics a bemo mahu so when given opportunity I can do so. Oh yes happy you become an enemy. MP sir any chairman for omo honey coordinators any constituency executives na ko si MPs omo nyina slow competition and they have to do something ebema omo nya upper hand undue advantage through the polling station elections no also manipulative system no enya the favorites be ekotena ho me one MPP no interest how four best of the NPP no yes na mo ti MPP no omo say when you are given position but more than distinguish. So they be about whoever forms the delegates who name say more than more bonity. Umbetwama. Sana MPP party. But they say I think to the extent say Oma GBB a friend mafiaism in MPP constitution in Yankum. But Oma Jatu was a party.
Mafioso.
And I have Yemubi no. We don't know mafia. Me a Methodist ni. I believe in meritocracy. What I say, into my dear me, it is almost politics concern. Politics born some dear one can a Minim say yamin about politics. See and far and done it and your money and fashion your man will be a hunton. It's away from all these things. Oh, MPB or Babon Homodin, who accumulated scammer, no mafia, no and the favorite, no matter woman, the chairman be, constituency chairman be. Oh, police station for no crowd and problem. But MP. Any constituency executives
yes chairman na you say chairman no crowd be na unsam ni bia wo untimi o
ni interest ba unim unsam ni bi na we mafia so obetimi
obedi ache
obetimi have you way what I say because at the end of the day no I say yes you disqualify we and disqualify enku say be party na here enti nipa na oba no hwe no na say okuta bibia or very popular or you be a onim kasa nipa bu no nipa respecting no or attractive obetima attracting kofo aba party ni mu a na so form ebia forms no eye kra minia moano minia no why mistake Mr. correct bra or my disqualify and you see leadership of the party those are the top no anymore but omo broody they are brooding over it forgetting say party no omo tisi nyame asem so until there be a say Radi Kasa. And I nyame asem so behu no kre no. Na no kre bo mo ya de hye. Da MPP de no kre be ye dwuma bia. omu ba de hidie mu oye hwan oye aban sei uso be wiem say MPP be bitiu
mate
oye so be wiem say 2016 na NDC for anyu on say the MPP bo omo hwewo and at the moment omo be kata
sabre na no kra ye adwuma
na no kra ye adwuma
okay
the moment omo be tu no kra de so no mama kontompo ade no mo bo omo homoden say kra
egosi aga
nyame asem na kan we say mo hu no kra na kra mama ya de hye wa hu no kra na wo be ko nkwayem say the opposite of adehye ene nkwaye enti sa pepe eye free advice fa na omo ni ada ho no my solve this problem na party be attractive keke
Matia ima over we dey say wo fa asiase mo kan
yi dey many problem ni busa say ono kasa so no ye police station adwuma pe
yes so say from 1999 to 2013
this time no mo ye mafia de no ko say ho
for about 14 years
of course
omi busa ya sem busa almost ono ni claim no ne say omo ye mafia o me pacho and na no ya no the same party system na na course me point ne say wo de wo ko shem no de obi anya mafia fo anko what me aye party
ma
so busa
memo ya no
kontokwa me kama say wo waka wa sem bi waka me musa wa sem me rhetorical na me busa so wo claim no and say mafioso ni ade krofo ko shemu oh me pacho say say na wo time de na nya mafioso na say wo time akwanya oh me pacho
now so waka verdict
those
times that is
ima over pacho ma minti
that's pa enti no ade no ni say so obi edwon krofo ye mafioso de obi ko shemu a o say from 1911 to today
1999 to 2013
how many years
14 years
utimi tena fa ko sa 14 years o say we police
through the ranks
say be a ostati say be a police station youth organizer and be o de ba ya be the chairman kra
ni na so yeto so about
yes
so mafioso na bi o
ni na yeto me so aba me modern monti yeto ma ni yeto no yeto forms so ye chama obi
ima
body waste time
ima pacho
akaza member party no na ye ka ho asem ana member kama dwene ana wo yusu me din say I'm dancing around it but ma make no me so nim say no kra na make no me point ne say yes there will be problems say them can say abusuamu kra bibi saba obi anso ba jetum say me ba na me say ka say yanhwe say bibi o wa aya yanhwe na yanhwe no na nema na nyade ntimi koye ana wo ba mu amedi na ade hyase eti wo di me din hyase na me reply wo de a eno de wo create mu a wo be kasa me point ne say
osusu di ni di be wie ho
me do di be wie ma me ka point ne say what me aye 99 abamu ani okwa ani atoama ho okwa ani atoama ho 99 to 20 2013 ya disqualify oda asona wo shemu na no de wo nya mafia na wo shemu a wo gusu a wo gu a wo progress ni adade ana de ekodu obi so na ni pakro no wo bi dia ono de mafia so abam ana nkofo ya mafia ni adade what is that and you tell it doesn't click because no kwani nya me any point ni say your friend says wo timi them for all this o say how many years 14 years me process confirmation 14 good years o anya mafia na mo bi ba na that's ono so o mu no say through the ranks ono de oya mafia you don't do that o timi probate na or probate at the same time you don't do that et wo bibi na say wo bibi a wo person ka wo concentrate no waka but man you so me de no say wo stamping pad wo de ba na de abebe hwi o head
mate
don't do that
mate over yankwa anim enkomo we ma menhya se mfamfiri ima ho because it borders on sabreno youth thousands of youth na ye adwuma GN bank na nya asem ketwa na me ka asem bi se na edu ba bi kwa na akwete every district every like a big town bia no obenya GN bank branch ho na a lot of teachers minim kra no minua no ma teacher for ni nurses for bebreba na esanse bank ne ben nti no ode ne salary kofa ho se be ya eja obetima assess ne salary entem bank no ekofo mene court of appeal a direct Bank of Ghana say omon formal license ema omo Dr. Papa Kwesi Nduma kasa ema wa or the assurance say ba say yes eniema say eniema jigui na people should expect a better GN bank a better banking from ono any group indum I mean entio
minua medasi na machia etiefo ne ahwefo machia of Akwesi Chi na masra ni say asem no ni yimu you can you take clue and then you work with it. Now, wow. The end, you know what to go.
No correct.
Meanwhile, GM Bank, a story, so I'm saying my youth activism for a long time.
Yeah.
Obi a meeting unemployed graduates association. Abana me age more parliament. I'm unemployed because me were classmates via around that time. Obefro. Oh, me 50 cities. Around that time, 2016. Many 50 cities. Be crowd beside 20 cities. Na say okopɛ ho pim, okɔbɔ ho pim money 200 cities. Minim so person worship people. Or person some say Christo. Say yo. So it became a very sorrowful intimate French ambassador. By then, not so the whole land yibi.
Okay. Okay.
You share a PGA, Parliamentarian for Global Action Program. Be MP. In this me ko bi.
Yeah.
But me share na Swiss ambassador or be free Zimbabwe MPs near there. Na me share that nature. And I may observe ya until omu wie na me ne me bopino. Me bopino kra pa me. Na me say me ko.
Wo ko ne nchen kra ne
pa me. Na me sre ya me start me French kit we bi. Me dey no start here. Until I don't catch na.
To start ne say ce n'est pas problème monsieur. Wasre.
Bonjour monsieur.
Yes.
Uniana papa and mama
audience. Attention, okay.
Na on honorable backbend no say leaders
of the house at that time.
Majority leader.
Okay.
Honorable backbend here majority leader. No say chairman sabozi minority leader.
Okay.
And I excuse you omo na oni mi gina o. Me hwe ni na na hwe me na say me akasa me ye ntem na me free o. And this am to me enya asem. And I make a chance say youth of this country, your problem. Your problem is that we don't have a common voice.
Yeah.
Inti politicians ne ba policies any agenda on the baby and a youth unfriendly. Almost share that a single youth team, but in reality, no, because when it comes to stakeholder engagement and I say almost policy formulation, they don't even involve the youth. A classical case in contest, any President Mahama, Nancy also say kuku dem biso mo share economy no. Now more and developing policies be on make obey okay. Also na youth nim kokra for they know so kra na be a base 60 years. Me betina sister station Mika is this has been the problem and it's continuing.
Yeah.
Young person be anya dey mm. But I'm catching and say inti me person me form Kobi I better represent as the voice of the Ghanaian youth. Papa and say go ahead. In France or catch them say France omo youth groups omo very opinionated. And I'm using Malema, or they say Malema.
Yeah, Julius Malema. South Africa.
Me citing, say I want to build something like that. And I say I'm in my office. Oh no, I'm in a card. Only I could do in the office. Oh no, my maybe you honestly Brunisa. I'm a make a jram. But still, I founded the Ghana Youth Watch. Reps in almost all the 10 regions of Ghana. By then, you have 10 regions.
Yes.
Your platform up till today, me be
platform
active. And that so they form your unemployed graduates. Say, but there is something like that. Into Sebi, Impreduasa. Say, Omunya Scano. Now, almost say, now, almost say, unemployed youth, Bisu or what? Omo abrabo say social vices because on some pay ejumama and sa in ejuma menua enti when it comes to anything that betters the plight of the Ghanaian youth and be very critical with it that make us say court of appeal I restore GN Bank lines in Meniaji and in 2000 I was very critical last year or last 2 or 3 years on MPP I say abro maka so mugu banks be na banks no account mo buy say okay at the end of the day say omunya 9 billion Ghana cedis ometume gina omo na so our finance minister leading government say 9 billion no onya into okọ ahead ekogu no we we say you see there are your uncle bi o I'm telling you say nyame be hye o nyame so abi tu omo ka in the sense say
one
omo make ba omo hu sa afọ omo fa nipa hu and it cuts across Ghana for yo nipa bi ho omo sunu omo ban no eye de eyini oto omo benefiting kwa de fa nipa humanity pa ho no omo fa ho na we say nyame de be chew aban ne say ogu banks we nyina I knew the number of the hundreds of thousands of young people omo nyuma be say 9 billion also onya e ho no mete na say until say ogu banks no na okọ parliament you be say kasa na go some the 23 billion Ghana cedis ne good banks. Almost 9 billion. No more general man. So now Bank of Ghana regulate you. Also, we 9 billion. But at the end of the day, we call Parliament. We catch my Ghana for say, what the 23 billion Ghana cedis in the good banks now. What are you trying to tell some of us? Me papa no crime chuma. Hello.
Yeah.
Me say me papa no. Me tiasie. I'll make everybody know nipa bonisema. Why? But there are people they don't care. Almost they belong to the political party and the taxpayers' money. O mame, o fa, o se wesika o. Enya president ni sika o. Enya vice president ni sika o. Enya party chairman ni sika o. Nana ya bo ama wo mame o se wa o fa o bra o nuanom esika. 23 billion wa also the account. O de akwa kogu no. I say unuanom ne wo fa asefo and o classmates no sorry for enko unemployed. Oh, asidan Kenya me. Pakwesi die why bold wa follow adena babesi ne.
Yeah.
Ene nyame ayadom am restore the license. And pana me boso benya capital free baby. Because if you stay out of business for a long time. Masa unyome nyina be say. Unyome nyina be say.
Me kai say last time bi okoto kakra wo ni old offices ni bi. Oduro baby ne branch office ba ko na se obi de say ne buru akugu ho.
Baby was force.
Baby was obi de force akugu ho. Oton like so o ma biem.
Ma enti hoda ho. Enti say watch maybe o say o ma fa be go na.
Fa be go ho na de pe kakra ma me fa ni di.
Enti araho sem pa e si Ghana me bom pa e say. En sese sade ni bi si Ghana bio.
E ka UT Bank, GN Bank, Beige Capital.
Nina. I'm telling you, guy be Cosmos Michelle when see the movie. He was doing so well. Could join a bank. We're very workaholic by nature. Into a Juma no year no yeah. Into next care ban is a womb. I feel now only has about that zero.
Oh.
Onim say ba. It is a number 1 year. You see, when we talk of governance, I say yenya kokodra and kano crunch Ghana benyfo a on be short chain yes almost like we say Juma omo ye no. Omo ye Juma pa. To almost like say but yena e work chire na I was here no men's good. We the men's good be nipa wa. Your friend will be Security and Exchange Commission. A buying una we nipa kwatena. Say men's gold edwumadie no dream anaketa asesha na proebi wom ana watia mra unim. Enti na license no say onye adwuma. The moment obi say omo de omusika kwato men's gold omo ye edufudi pe. Nimdie na unie. Wa be kasa bia oni nimdie. I put it to you say uni nimdie. Because a buying war regulatory body bia your friend no SEC. Security and Exchange Commissioner. Omudwumadie ne say omo hwehwe sa banks obi abasa all the one city 100 billion kra a buying me say Ghana framers of the constitution enyansem no omati bedwokuo bi a aba na yi di odan no say omo hwehwe na asem we say dwumadi odie no genuine ampa obetumi ayesa Security and Exchange Commission a granting number 1 license and permission to operate no be dey sika ba beto now Security and Exchange Commission no one who dream kra I can confiscate number 1 no the bank an account you can say mpo you to the bank
freezing account. Yes.
Na confiscating the properties.
Yes.
Nanka when timia am tuya omoka ka chan say tuya obi a de sika obi a when timia den what ton no we ni sika na de aye no wa anyo entina omo suspected say meba entina suspected say abemu panifo bi ne mu bi because mo nim hu bi a adan na sa sec you know anya de making me layman it say me a menwi hu nkwa akire matumi anya sa adwen we wan fa sa adwen we no one fa anya adwuma say safo ni nyina de omsika be ma wo all of a sudden no announcement wom adaya na mo den enti you stopping from operation and then I want so pa obu ni ketem nyasa mo hwe papa ya ma papa ya dwan
no wa ha sisi wa baga
me ka sa abre no mo hwe na me na dwan ama kofo minimum be 4 billion free UK ban or 4 billion koto
wow
400,000 Ghana cedis relative
wow
wom every ho onto na ba ma MPP bio na onu hia no o cheuska na ka say we affiliated to MPP in a way obeji scan
obasa gene sika no de chew
say bunsem asa gene sika no de chew what you say na omun na make say eya omun nim say o seek your parochial interest no e wo that negative effect on your political party e bi wa everlasting e to ntwa da enti emaburu na omo party na se a omo hopes and dreams na yes a party ne be page no o say o kill dreams but wonim
it's true
Pakwesi indium say aban e wo kwan bi obefa so because we obi a wa serve Ghana wa employ nipa pi aban ne wo ekwan bi obetima fa so abo Pakwesi Nduom bosia
bebono bosia
ama no asa gyina ne naso afa mabunu a ewo Ghana ne mpanyini a wona ho den san because ye ka mabunu obi wonya babunu but wanyini bada o ho den pa obetima ye adwuma nti mabunu ne mpanyinfo ma ho den san ye adwuma ama omo nsa akọ no etimi ahwe o mabusua me sraban say onya ne saa no ma papa we esa nyina ne naso because nkofo bi say no omo no so nyame hyada do mbe che posto kwadwo safomo we mu ne ade no nyame hyada do mbe che yen say omeye akyede ema oman no na enam so oman no mu nipa enya hoto
obey dudu obiribie
what you say and bibi say no why should you target such a person no why should you and we enko obi a oye basa violent and we ne sakran ke hame look at how calm and collected this man is.
Yes.
Well, problem of Ghana missing leadership. It is missing seriously in this country. Say Pakwesi Nduom, any other owners no. Say Nana problem be crowd. Why you sit with them?
Yeah.
Hey, more scan more basa.
And this way,
we're
all Ghanaians. So,
of course.
Indigenous banks.
Ko Europe ko say obi job owner. Na bani the need abra.
Yeah.
Yes, president near first then
gentleman of
the first class citizen and
yes.
Job owners Omeka job we second class citizens.
Yeah.
Omo ye buomo because omo they hold the economy together. Onkromo a kwa fa so nyes kana ya fuonti obi be ya amanyosem a through cheap means no nyes kenti no. On say he doesn't respect those people. Ka wo suffer na nyes ka umu skani obebu no ana meboa.
Yeah.
Obi o suffer nyes ka bia no. Omo obi o yes kani obu no. Or respecting no. Ka be respect job owners. And we say, Omujumedi Omudien can hold the economy together. And to such Matobia Bomujumedi, let us bring them closer. Na yen Jojo. Maybe also no, me. So we're Juman away and a boy, but we are rough, quite over Fasuni. And to Massa yesterday. Now, when we free Necrebe monitor, ye, because of any pejuma. Oma economic stability, but Oma the security of citizens, no so age ye, and ye, that is leadership. Anything short of this is not leadership.
It's true.
And that is seriously missing in this country. And it's a modest course near dia muye. Yeah, me one person can be do a Ghana. You fa MPP, you fa NDC ni radio and a TV studio. You be fa independent minded people la. Omba be ka someone said yet.
You're willing to do that over omuma.
Bebrina.
Ni panokra wa approach no kra no. The ebema omma no so me ba mejemu sikasei. One about 1 hour be a major museme. Inti station no so will be forced to retreat. What I say? How many times any pan medene beba a menya says Canadian mano na media house na emukra no o make
you are right on this.
What I say?
I will make an appeal.
Yes, let's
nation
appeal
building,
to them.
Nation building, no.
Yes.
Me count. Me kind story be or say build if you build more than you break in your lifetime.
Yeah.
If any papa ne body na didn't papa heaven and abon sem demo.
Yeah.
Any papa ne boni o. Papa ne boni an ko bi an ko heaven. Any papa ne boni, but the impact you make during your time.
Yeah.
Ultimately building more than u break here. You have a place to go. Or say there is a place for you.
There's a place for you.
And na ultimately kenipa bom more than utiti ni pemu there is a place for you. Ultimately ma more than OGA, there is a place for you. Oh, I'll find it and send it to you through WhatsApp.
Wow.
A idea say utie pa na o center our life cry on it. That is what we call righteousness.
Yeah.
Righteousness, you say nipa na ebony na onye bony o. Nti kwa manoni abofu bebre they are righteous. Doing something right, is what righteousness is about. Na na ya say ona majumera na also to ameka first. Na to ameka first you are righteous. What you say?
Yeah.
Baby, I say what dem tena no. What dem tena wa you are righteous.
You are righteous.
Be sefata say we no ya. Enti we ye nyame ama onimdia wa ama onimdia for the beauty of it.
Yeah.
To impact on your generation.
Yes.
Is onimdia no utrim na de te ho. Me baby am free enye atwema kofodua. Ene ebu akọ makro na me free ba. Da bi am tofu. So bi am me fu. But at the end of the day no, minim say meka asem ba ko mienu bi a ebe ma obi clue. One. So be record.
Yeah.
And it's not all about money.
It's true.
And me advocate to adesa omo nyame adom omo ese ma fa nya adwuma me bebu ho ate.
Oh,
I'm telling you nyame bebu ho ate.
Me da se nyame.
Good news for Pakwesi Nduom.
Mate.
Nyame enya na dom na onsa me gina na so bi.
Mate ma me da se Emmanuel say Jemfi a development consultant and everything about humanity, everything about society ɛda hima kɔma so mame nkɔ mɔfa kɔsi kye hɔ no mo ɔba mame enti o GN Bank deɛ yaba beduro enie
medase pa me jadi sɛ wakobi afine na baabi a beduro ne but yɛmpa adeɛ bi ntu adwa yɛn tase sɛ bank bia no obi gu no bank bia no ho the do ten bia ya ka asɛm we saa ma tonko po bi trim sa banks ni nyina no omo consolidate no into one Consolidated Bank of Ghana.
Yes,
but it is a unique bank.
GN Bank in Kahon.
The pato. GN no on a separate issue
altogether. No, on a separate case.
Was not part of our system. Because on say now or as a touch stocks and as
not our a company be a friend Gold Coast Securities. I'm for a fixed deposit investment.
Yes, yeah. But the banks no be to say
UT Bank, Capital Bank. Beige Capital.
No.
Yes.
Some banks in you're consolidating into one.
Because consolidated bank.
Exactly.
Ebi also so omo de kose Ghana Commercial Bank
mu.
Mekai pa.
Bank bia no.
Banks ni bi kose say Ghana Commercial Bank.
Aye be dia tum ni say.
Yes.
Ade e betimi aka ni agia tum ni say ko bi num adwuma be bo wo mu.
Yeah.
But just imagine the 4 million people are no more depositors. Sa banks woman can boom and for mama shares are consolidated bank the commercial bank na say then nipa 4 million wo musika no asia obi say kaga na ebetimi atra that was the state and egwom and sana Bank of Ghana for take a decision no wo be kai na say akran che emisa ya no one bank ho and o mu revoke sa licenses no ento mo ka pa kwasi ndum dia no o ka say nya den enye ye because the bank has already taken the decision. Eti mamu bia dwe nya ne say omu be close to bank no ma eti eden na komunya musika. Wo a friend say a Beige Capital no ne ade UT Bank ne ade wo consolidated bank na odi musika. Eti obi obeka say workers ne bia adwuma efi wo mu nsa no I do agree perfectly. But obi ka say obi agu banks a ugu ne say banks a yagu no na me say wo UT na me pemisika metimi ko a friend say consolidated bank ko jimi sika me sebu Beige Capital me timi ko jimi sika me sebu Allied Bank me First Allied me timi ko jimi sika
First Allied
eti egu ya na ne say satam no say ka ba na hwe ye wo be ka satam no mu diska bi abandad and this before by diska bi ama akwa your friend say youngster and one of the banks or you didn't to mukra na say no mu yi no Atuasien
Capital Bank
yes.
Yeah.
So what's the bank na gu ye mo sika na fa ye ni ye na aban no ayi sika $100 million the amount se fa ko na fa ko se mo a
we $100 million
$100 million me pa cho check ana ye nyachi ni me nyachi ni this time hwe amount of the man no Beige Capital
but enyo no nko mo de ma about 4-5 different banks
na wo mo jeje ye no wo mo nyina de wo mo de ko ya de fofo Yanfanko Peja Bank no ebi kura de omu de ko into real estate na ade
mekai
enti no wo bank no a wo say wo che wo Ghana ban ma sika na fa Peja mu no wo koji sika na inse so de be she bank mu no na de ko real estate enti wo expect say ban foforo ba no asan ya ma wo sika cha gye na fa kokoye na ban bi be ka cho say 9 billion na obi hia na say wo bie banks na wo di sika che mu a ada na wo expect say 9 billion na wo say ko shim. How? Because already no so we catch a bank na adwuma apart from mo deposit ho no e wo say we say nya sika e de mo be say ade awe mo operations e ti ko yes ye nya na billion e na ogu bank no na o go for 20 something billion na and click it because you need money for them to work omo also mo nya sika so kra ebo mo chi a o betimi de say sika no kra start amema loans no ne ade na o betimi recoup say be ya bank no be gina na so it was not for nothing and aban no chance say bia ye disca we e dey shame ama banks na timi ayadwuma o be kai those days ma me bi kra wo no okope 50 cedis 50 cedis as I say e dey akoto diapers o be kai say mama for kwa jiji scan na dey command
security ni bi
akobo no ne dey keka ho
o de ne kete mekai
what I say it wo fi say Gana ha mama ba ko no ne abu no mama ba ko no na kwa jiji scan nsanka it wo fi say nipa 4 million na de yimu 500,000 kwa no obi anko bank bia no so okwaji ska edem na de na kabetun asi ana wo so hu say be moment a amanfo beti say sika no aminsan kam sika amanfo be ye rush withdrawals.
Panic withdrawals. And the bank
bank so obia beba be gini sika obia wa discount 100 million ko oh hia but what is a bank na ko ya obeba be
yini sika
e kan kofo bebra no mu yesa micro finance room na ade e kan bebrebe e betimi abubo bidin wa hase asa micro
at we say the was $36 million.
It was 36 million.
Omo chema banks be 4 5
36 million.
Capital Bank, Beige Bank, Beige Capital, UT Bank, and omo
it is a bank mausika.
Yeah.
What they find is $10 million.
Yeah.
What's a bank niku? And conform with you, mamiskana me fanye. Na ban in the team fanyo. So we be this canona ko dia ko page bank no. Oh, na Bank of Ghana ye den. Oh. Adama de ne adwintwamu yi. Ayede mesika. Me pa jo sika ne ho adia. Sika ne ho adia.
O sa Bank of Ghana de ni aban dia.
Aye sika ne ho adia. Aye obi boton sika no de ma wo. Ya kasa me yan kan ja dia wo ka. Wo kan dia wo ye free. Obi kasa na wo ben nwa. What is the meaning of all this? What is the me point no say? Banks ni bi ko ka kire aban say wo mu omu ho akire wo mu. Omu sika sem aye basa. Enti no oma wo mu sika. No mu fan page bank no. Omo jis kan ya fa nko bank num omo de koye real estate ebi no kra de koye nyama wo Zimbabwe ni ade eti de ma de na wo expect say aban fofo na wa ba no on sa me fa say scam no ama the same banks no mu fa page omumu sa ne ye no sa ne ye na wan kasa kra wo be ye oba no kra wo wan kasa wo no kra no jis kan fa koton ade wadum na wo de ma no no akodi no asen abada ade na anye yi o eti da me de e ka ma me last one na metimi de aye Ujis kana na dia kwotran kra na wo de pema na wakabot wo na na wakoka jo na na se na na bra na sabe man careful for on papa wani so enti ye bese ya fa ne ma ne to ne contest ye ntase se aba bia ni wo be ba obeka se e bia akofo di savings or your indigenous bank or ye we enti ye jai Bank of Ghana no na tena se e hwe se ba bia de ne kɔ ehu banks ni nyina hu se no mu de ka bank bi ho kra na wo ma no mu to cement say na bi nim timi ka se we ka se ya di sika akɔto bank ya kwata krade akoje ukodu ta krade ya siska no moma ya be 2 hours moma ya asi okroma omayimu ana wantiri ukodu bank kwa uko use ka kwa no a yetimi ka jo se twen be 30 minutes ankofo de bi be toto wa na yi bia ma wo utimi to 500,000 yetimi ka jo se 200 o china ba na ya de dia ka so ni nyina si wo ha eti de ma de bio ne penti picture bi se na bibia ni ho aban bi ba no pa na no se o mu nyina mo nko because me pese mi gu bank no aban be na betimi ayesa eti mesese mo me nyina na ye mo ye ni na ho ne ntase nyema bia na ekoso no na nya papa even banks na kasa kwa na ye credit and loans no kwa no mama be kasa ne last state of the nation address no o si wo mo form bibi te say pyramid scheme ama banks no aka back crashing down he said it e wo no kasa ne final state of the nation address no eti de ma de na wo ho anase obi na share da ba ya o si wo ba begu no aba ne ba ye no na de na say I didn't say until in a way to make it work no and oye so CD because make me a the first allied I know na me opposite way omo anu musika ho no omo dodo na age musika omo kwaji wo consolidated omo kwaji ho omo anu omo ye savings or UT bank no omo de omo UT bank check ne kwa na eti omo ka eti dem ade ni na nipa bi nipa bone na nyame betua ne Ghana nyame otua ne ka se no akwaji nsesa no ayusu eti what is that at the end of the day, you say benefiting crop, and as I'm benefiting crop. Over 4.5 million people, and I know my savings were Ghana. Yes, and consolidated bank na ma. A community can be say, a common bank or Musa Kescano. They said they're now, Omo Muto, a friend says, cement no more Muto, and was nominated the day. What me at Tuesca Ukumase? May do tak right there, no magic. Papa Bako, a friend say, railway say, ya. Or quite tak right there, what do I this can you? I take about 3-4 days. Okobi ani amane kakra. Eno ne yepe. Wabra obi a wo ye ne business there. Ono de wo hia se Miami transfer. Me bedura, mo fa ma de ma me. Ana mo fa ntua me friends me creditors ne kana. O mo fa me ne ma me. Eti ne ma ne nye smooth se de me gidi se o pese o kire no. So obi be she da se me be good bank. Na ma good bank no na the good bank na se de be ya me nya me periodic interest. Interest ne de. Se good bank no ne access can nyina de ama de a. No mo say your interest. Ya good bank na say bank na ya consolidate ya. Sika na ma wo. E na Bank of Ghana na wo mudi wo mu sika yes ade no. Wo mu ana ma sa bank si lance say mo mudi ye. Lance say wo mu twa mu yi. Aba na twa mu ana say Bank of Ghana. Bank of I make up was into my day.
Bank of Ghana. Yeah, Bank of
Ghana. I never did you.
Sentina ruling so directed Bank of Ghana say on fan license mano.
Obu kwa kacha myself and license mano. Eti na mani bi o mo me hwe ne ye ne nkasa nya politics power na ye pese ye dey side we ye say bia wo tan o wan ye fe na ban. Please. What I say aban na de man no che say aban na de wo musika no ma wo mu. I say through Bank of Ghana no. And no mu tu esika no. Unless of course we be catch them say e bia so somebody's pocket money no ko yiye na o de tuatua ma wo mu. What I say sika na wo mu de boa ye e mo mu set up consolidated bank ne ade nyina. Efri aban ho Bank of Ghana ya ban dia ana me boa ana ko zinje dia. Anya me dia. Eti na ma stress yan kan yie. Ne ma manfo ntia say Bank of Ghana decision no ana yi pakwasi ndum dia no efri mu. Decision kwana na yi other banks no ana sa other banks ya kan nyina no wo mu nyina no bebre o ana mu ka so mu yen so bente che say wo mu sika wo mu de adwuma no na ma na kosa de wo mu pe enti bi wo kra na wo mu keka bo mu kra no mu pe because am for problems ana dey ba no wo be kokọ adum ha ba bia na youth way se ne ajeje nkofo bebre cash crisis yo bebre be na sisi ho minister bank no efiri mu wo mu kwafse sa wo ma dia na sisi ho
and also ka bank na asset ho
exactly
o ma no makọ akọji loan no man e be order a car
that I get the point it's me they make an ngran no say yes wa ko yes on fa ade ne ma no on tia say eyan hihye ya na wo bank ho a bank ni hu se bia na ma bi ho a enkoyie etia wo mu hihye ene ade no mreboku lances no obi a wo kope lances a wo kope no Jubilee wo kope wo Bank of Ghana o do woni wo mu ya hihye metimi ya ade ba ku mienu miansa na enum ba ku mienu miansa no wo ye menyi ni se bank no be kasa no pa na ya ba ye be bo kokko to some extent bia be kasa ba bia ade na duro ne de ye nhwe na afi ye nye se ana omu ye nso so no metimi akasa over 4.5 million people are no more savings no san kofo no omu nso ho to omu anaka omu sika omu sanka no omu ho to omu etima ye penti sa picture no said the ababia ban the trimu odin ase me ba se bank na magu said the no ayi ka said the no abeka se bank no mo ya no mo tutu no mo se monko but the banks were consolidated they were brought together under we call Ghana Commercial Bank a big fidi under Ghana Commercial Bank and the binum so buy under consolidated bank ba ku wo I Safulon say total filling station chen wa ba ku wo kakaka obi a person wo ye the transactions obetimi akwa eti ye hu ni sa ebe boaye apa kwezi nso so wa ba no se wo ba se wo pese o ye na ade na sa go coast ni ade na onhwe no won hye ni nema yie anya hanko ba ko bi na wa America atin say problem ba ho sa
yes now the go coast securities na no obi wo America
there was a problem the same problem
there was a problem with that one
exactly eti me dem say obi ye na adwuma me say nyade ameko akwaji
bibia so companies be group in Dumo hotels
he has everything
this hotel in Elmina nice hotel
yes big group
yes coconut groove
or something
coconut groove
when there was all year this time around say at least one so what traffic the bank na close to ache and then one say bia one say can license no your man license no so ya the license no mana so fe na order na ba e bia na nhye bi wo mu a wo so omukoye na say the license no mana ono so hwe say ode mra no ebe ye adwuma say be ya enko ba say next time bi no obekwa ye bibia ebe ba say omu ye den omu eyi ade afri mu baby bebre ho a omu benefit free no
oh yeah
what as baby bebre market woman bebre ho a ye no omu din ko mo be ka say amabo no ne ade omu ka say bia no ono na mo muska to fresh no ne ade enkwara ni bi kura ko runs ko ni muska aye good but point ne say Bank of Ghana mu say ne ma bi achia ene say court no ene wo na din komo no man who say was said in the lances man on say moving forward no onko ye bibi fufu bi a ebe kwa ko ba se ye kwaji lances po na penka se mako a peace court se me ko no mako akoye yi we say bi a Bank of Ghana no the Bank of Ghana no nzo ntiase a benyi ni say full stop no be see a peace court ho what I say so Bank of Ghana no
Bank of Ghana ntiase say bi o so be take matter ni apa be ko Supreme Court it is not over until it's over and that no near Bank of Ghana appeals court appeals court I say young fana de mano when my dear Bank of Ghana for so jene say be the man say at the Bank of Ghana no so betimi akọ near ka say due to ABCDE no because you for my intimate farmer no na fa copy Supreme Court and also so no another ladder ho and also kwa no betimi akọ for review at the young to your bossy exhausted
processes
okay.
So try no pa Addison because oh adena bank ne kan yen aye adena so a principal kan no yakopon adom bibia ye okay ntia behwe na ya ma no so be it
okay.
so most because obi adena ya hwehwem no na was
President Mahama campaign promise in 2020 nti ebia ene obetuma direct to the finance minister say ebia monhwe na
make us obetumi ankoye obetumi akona se ba kokra de o ka se banks na o musika akeka ba bi no kra no omo mu 1 year o de be ma omo
yes
you have the video
yebo video na
so omo mu 1 year and 1 year na ba company busa se we
okan in 2020
okan 2024
okay
2024 so ba the first year no o be on extension bia okan what I say the question is about hifa
just 16 months now
16 about o ka say 1 year o see ya bibia extension ya bibia tenti ya ba within our first year I promise it is my pledge on behalf of the NDC
I saw the insacto
that on insacto na koko so it's 1 year no abedi 1 year 1 year there was 17th month it's 1 year ntwam 1 year 12 months it's dem ebio it me say women trade costs when it comes to the banking no Nema Bank of Ghana for no so
okay
na bibi o mo ba ye beboa ma ye sika sem no ntutuye no etimi ayeye no mo nya na o mo
Matthew Fanidiri Uncle Kwesi Chei former director of communication for the NPP was Santamanta Masay na osaso na ne trainee NPP communicators wo on my money attending kano ima
yeah nana
say wo
me be say ofati asese me mente ase me ba be me court na me be dibi na me di fo me wa ha as a consultant ye be ye ne be boa oman no na oman ne be ko nanim e na me meka
yeah
number 1
in the end ye po oman ni
well
and I found po oman ni
me pe oman ni ye
nyina in
the end me meka no me suggest solutions
we are
na baby I was reprimanded for wrong doing no yeah reprimanded na ye ko ye nim na say reprimanded MPP NDC Sebio wise say he will take a clip and we didn't come to of a TMia my focus was on youth unemployment that was my take from the issue youth unemployment number 2 then na aban etimi emma bank bisika without monitoring November 2016 na Bank of Ghana it is sika no $36 million no emma your friend is say
Atuesian.
November 2016 December almost December 2022 and I say no a buy and within a period of 6 years no the man na could die aban be no wo se obi wa ni sika samunye enti wo so na sene o revamp no now this camera no wa nya ehihye bia so be monitor no ahwese periodic reports or the beba
check your books
who said your sikano o se use efa
mo friend say monitoring and evaluate
what has here
the omo year
what has here what the man na akoda that is not governance that is not leadership and we will say it papa no eka so obetua 90 million back as restitution 90 million unum tama o tua wie o can tua 30 million in December 2022
why
Atuesian and okay says remaining 60 million betuan in 3 installments who are we by the close of 2023 and the first sika taxpayers money serious government no emfa ma obi say onfa shana dwuma mu na wakwakoda
but
until after 6 years one who said nyoma no ask the atitia pansam kra no okwakwede and na ye ka say leadership owes a moral obligation to assist job owners. I man BM. Said ya be ya. Omo fa omo esuban tantan na omo pe. Enye omo dwuma. Na omo di suban pa. Ene enhyehyɛ ye pa be ya dwuma. Na aboa oman ne kyekyere ene oman ne kankro. Said ya offer ken. Say MPP mini well. Entina omo consolidated those banks and render lots of people unemployed there. Add entina omo anye same with Men's Good. Omo Men's Good. Security and Exchange Commission ebe ye announcement Krananai Kofusi Kashi, Omdo Munipa, Omnia Ghana for. I become over 4 million. And to what person tell me say, I dream papa nowadays a consolidated banks no and render many youth unemployed. You should have done same with men's good because it was the same time.
Mate,
men's good was
say, Mame Emma Alaji Akwa na men koninche. Alaji, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
If you boko, swame NDC boko. Na no metitim kumobi wo me yesho se mo so.
Everything is in order.
Mudi nsu eguso. Bibia idin. Good. Mame entewe court of appeal at directed Bank of Ghana say GN Bank omon formal license ma wo mo any matters the nam so ma bank ni ye good no any issues e wetri alaji mame entio
na before I question no my chair party for mpany for Majebre AT program I mean chair the incoming regional chairman of our party honorable Isham Alasan Bonsu Baby Owia me den Owia Kaseɛ ekoma no.
Okay. You must say asemo. So many baby ugina.
The next regional chairman of our party.
Radio TV biara I say
Isham.
Towards
Isham.
Oh yeah, grassroots man and he understands the job. And by the grace of God, yenko year ending on Isham Alasan Bonsu.
It by November monto more regional elections
regional chairman of our party.
Wow.
Origin ha.
Wow.
And you remember how about the home common so biom.
Mate.
Namisancha Omar Said. I don't know friend chairman Shaba on so regional organizer. Baby replace Isham. Pasa Isham will call regional chairman on so
Baby replace
organizer.
Okay.
Very vociferous, a very hardworking guy.
Okay.
You will be Amichano.
Okay.
Baby regional organizer. No, wabe compliment
Isham
yeah. Team 2028. Yeah, the be free 34 no, I'm 38.2 and also 40%.
What they be free 34% in Ashanti region, the cost 38.2 and now 40%. Wow.
That is what we are.
Now the 7 seats in our say
by yeah.
Say they mukuta 7 seats in Ashanti region.
We are contemplating of getting 3 in addition.
Mukuta say 10 seats out of 47.
Yes.
Whoa.
Say the last time I me catch you, we may say the politics of 2016 is not the politics today.
No.
The dynamics has changed.
Every election be one dynamics.
Its own dynamics. Yes. And the masses are very discerning.
Yeah.
So I maybe now I say oh papa say we oh mama say
you will meet to
me say obia etimi ready etwere ekenkan ehu de ekoso mama etine ma ase nti say obetena fidie so kwampo na misinform ya they will send you a message
say asana wo kano
is not true nti no me ogidie say partner asesa no eno so be ma yehu say elections no niema ekonanim say now nobody anticipated say bitmanya 7 seats in Ashanti region. We are working hard to getting 10 seats. And from 34%, they caught 38.2%. And I said 40%.
0.2 no the other. 0.2 no the other.
Mekasa also tias.
Mate, yanko GN Bank mate.
GN Bank me bana me tie komono. And I think say it's a good thing. Say GN Bank yede na iya den amano. Na ono so no obe waba no. Ati say dey na mpanyifo mienu ni nyina e ka no. Make sure so we put things in place and things in order. Say the bear they turn a dano bino and some man beton or coin ene because say hinting now she has or say udru on namas was I do sabe bino so who a dear ma wedding or she has said the bounce uncle repeat some mistakes. And then I think say Paco seeing to my experienced businessman and looking at where the businesses were and where he has reached in this life. Some of us were advised, but I think say or some so advisors surrounding him. Most of the culture and say, Papa, yes say, am I? But to say, Abia, obefa ya futu no, which I know say on for niagro, obefa futu because of our futu no so ebeboano. Because a lot of people have hope in him. And now who say the bank no na the bank near insolvent, no the bank near solvent and bit be so as to what brought up that decision no, to collapse that bank no, or something that
also omudi kind downgrading no from a bank to savings and loans.
And the next moment
and say withdraw license
no, which was very unfortunate. and say not metie de na me nua kan a ye the loans no ma omo ebi mo ye the loans no ma omo 2015 2016 and it took government 6 years to revoke those licenses. I think say sometimes Security and Exchange Commission for no what were they doing omo mandate in say to cross check and to ship them online. What prevented them from doing their job? Because many pani sika and I say nipa no crampo or the sika na ya or so who say amount for savings and a one ho. It is a waje amount for savings say or the year or no more year juma. Now who say niema enko ya, you should have sit down with them. Now I reprimand you now I bring you online. No man who said there be a den be a namono ya uncle for be on between us. But so we just say ya nipa no obeye atwa so abehu an say akwa crash. And that is exactly what happened. And I don't think say going forward sa niam na ebema ebia eden asibium enti no sa sec for no its leadership has to be talked to or no also omo up and doing because what's not without doing anything you give them the free level you say omo koye the omo pebia. So what's the essence of creating that office? Was to
and Bank of Ghana also monitoring and evaluation
aspect
department. They monitor these banks. And you know, baby, people were questioning them.
Yes. For all this while, a man who said there was a man sensing danger.
So Bakaya, World Bank and IMF only did kind sounded this warning to Ghana. Most of the banks in Ghana are insolvent. And the Bank of Ghana should work on it. So
insult.
Yes.
Job well.
President Mahama try say obeboa almost $30 million.
Said they bear bet me a year not year
and almost said
they bear bet me a genome because of that recapitalization.
Real estate hostel okay New West so such investment
the monitoring and evaluation department at the Bank of Ghana no. What were they doing? People should have been held responsible.
Politicians.
People should have been held responsible.
Yes.
But because of this, our politics of minimum wage, we need them buy. So if I'm going, I'm going with this person. So say nipa krapo krapa instead say obe kan okra kire no. But who say wo hwe na nipa no de akwa wie aminem. And this issue about banks are consolidated. I can't say consolidation. I think say it's say bringing and as a merging banks be making it one. And the essence of that, they say ABA, who say ABA, never be so baby. I'll say Kaudo Munina day. But for 90 back, a share almost so. Now in the course of that, no, so who say people will lose their jobs along the line. Which there is no two ways about that. And yen beside you say wo una ukuta sika and I ba be o hwe adwuma bi so. And who says adwuma wi me di 9 billion Ghana cedis shemu a na me man oversight me oversight responsibility ya adwuma. Say me di ba be hwe so say de be ya omo ensquander sika na e betima ya adwuma. Wo be ye eno anase wo be use 22 billion e di akwa kugu enyuma no yen bi say ho ugu nyuma no 22 billion 23 billion no is at the cost to our state no ebe enya individual bill and akabase in the state no so use 9 billion a nka obetimi ama banks na gina omo nan so na ono amu ateki role na wo play and never consolidating them no na ka was play the same role. No, what's for anybody because by day I can. It is like we manager. Which of them will you choose? So collapsing the bank with 23 billion Ghana cedis was unethical and it doesn't make sense. You can make every argument, but say nipa na we argument Ye mount opportunity in say wo and yes I nyuma we and ya mount sa sika we say 9 billion. Beti mama banks no agina omo nan so na wa make sure say obe omo nyuma na omo ye no wa do anya say di akire omo boss obe appoint nipa ama na eden am regulate how omo si ye omo nyuma eno no ye 9 billion e be say create nyuma nipa na epam mo no ka bi beba be ka ho amoma enyuma no but what say you su 23 billion e di agu sa nyuma no and e kana eda ho no so no e amanfo du sika no you are still paying. What's the sense in it? There is no sense in it. But because of politics, obi abetena se a me bana me tie me hwe ofache and or try to be justify that there no. It's good or be justify, but any rational thinker bia wa chira na onu na eyusu ni sika nka on engage in that kind of recklessness. What the government did was reckless. A decision on take here. They shouldn't have collapsed the bank with 23 billion when 9 billion could have saved the bank and created jobs. It is some of these things. Any politics no to change. Now put it on our nationalistic cap. Now you say I want say, Usika, will you have invested it that way? So if no, then government didn't try. Whether I say NDC government and I say MPP government. We are not talking until I my limiting it to government because my government played a role, gave them money. Security and Exchange Commission then didn't do their supervisory role well. Bank of Ghana or more monitoring and supervisory department and play on more part then. The Sika president the mom say omo and recapitalize it or more banks and my banks need to engine on my so I'm almost squander banks as Sika no. So I cannot put the blame squarely on the door of MPP Nkwa. But where it emanated from. So they be a nipa no binya picture ni ye. But ofa nipa say onkonkoye audit na onye forensic audit na Sika saying how the shame may be. The person came out with a report and telling you say, may the only 9 billion shame one ebe bibiabe jinaso. You create more jobs, save depositors fund, and allow the banks to operate. Banks need to be made. I yield the profit. I'm maintaining almost staff
strength.
And I will say, and I was say, but pay no. Na so open say ugu no a Obabaka 23 billion and you go for the second option. Are you serious as a government?
As a nation.
No, you are not serious. Into ugu no at what expense? At the expense of creating unemployment. Increase unemployment rate in there be rather increase because simply because the number of graduates are churning out on yearly basis
every year.
Higher than the available capacity now to employ them
every year.
And most of these young graduates they bring some person into entrepreneurial they bring some person employ
no politicians you don't create that enabling environment for
resources
them to enter into entrepreneurship.
America for mobile out university square now you don't say America for mobile out planning what I say unim ahead of time say this number will churn out in the next maybe 3 years and 5 years. They plan on how to absorb them.
In our system, it's about leadership. In our system we are governments only employ a few. The private sector and they're the biggest employer. What's my point now say? It's omona employ your graduates now more ban. But this is the case some of these private companies and private institutions company they are not on a sound footing. And nobody cares.
Yes,
what we are interested in.
You're not so super bonti or be complaining about government policy. But I'm the GRA for that.
And with this government,
me can say NDC government too. Me any general politicians. Nobody GRA. And I show books. Man say you should say 90 panel top from onya.
What kind me? So and let me create your indulgent and mention name. Angel, your friend say, Papa, no your friend say.
Oh yeah.
Was it the worst year? 2023, 2024. I want a business team. And a black man.
Yeah.
By just saying, say the CD to dollar rate is so high, it crippled businesses. The next 24 hours people were taxed and GRA officials were sent to his company.
Yeah, the factory.
The factory. Emma, some components because for shutting it down. What should happen so? It is all ya baya ya mo chamso.
Yeah. Bibi koswa.
Neme koswa se enya ya mo chamso. Ya beka. Does it mean say o se collapse nipa no adwuma? Dabi. The number of people Obibini black man I employ.
Yeah.
The number of people Angel I employ. Dr. Kwaku Oten, both in the factories and the media houses.
Yeah.
Or create jobs for the people. So if by virtue of say or registering displeasure on something, it doesn't mean say or say buying equatatano, but it all happened in this country and nobody complained. And one thing I mean who know my mom say okay, more civil society groups, more individuals, more affiliated to any.
And you don't have to be individual crowd.
But I mean, say more
Margaret Thatcher
in political.
Margaret Thatcher introduced heater, taxes on the use of heater during a time as prime minister. The very province of Motomano, I did channel demonstration. My man say a class maka. That's what you mean. It is NDC are buying the bar. You are the best fit to rise against it.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be left to those in the middle.
And the facts. But in our country here, all kind of case grandpa, you be hollow in.
And the
kind of course grandpa I'll be nyano grandpa no might deter you from even grandpa you afraid radio station I catch and say master said mo banana next time. So I understand. But all the same. Going forward, no, you better your papa, Jean,
Dr. Paco
Indium for say, you then a license na man no, pending any further case be a Bank of Ghana so ebe kwa say Bank of Ghana anko ye bibia no mka say they agree fine. Now the license no man as quickly as possible, or make sure say or be put in the house in order. Now what happened? Man, no challenges no. It will not repeat itself again. Said ye bear a man from Kase say ye can and on the bassa na or nest or noir or name who cramp one ye day. I nini
sure. The Alhaji Sita say do and yete na and cano of a quasi young quenim.
I get to a biama.
Of a quasi young queen. Okay. Yeah, queen, but I mean, reading messages we not young court, Benji and fancy say what. Or say, and those are more complaining about intimidation, or more refuse or more time and no more bemono, or more a year worse than a year the air cosway. Now, or say, and now power every woman semno, and no more person more pretend they are tricky a man for say, bibisa ankoswa or more making noise, say, beya, a man for be who more bo, no massa to ababa or my babe mobile. Was UTMPP communicators, and your more Kenyan say, Modi Moon chain, ye ba bem when this for no, the edebe your moon yasam, because in India dance here, say, or moba bem no maybe papa bia, and fa emma or may, or sending chia and comma a ye achumang will be just South MC, honorable wisdom, or say, Boama and or chiano. Pedroa Medina Cruz, or say, watching you live from Indianapolis, Kumase, Tanoso, Kesben Junction. Also the main station location ho ena owo yo mate Pedro Medina Cruz ona wa mate kwame na acidity ahafo achire nsua ono the message we free ebaye or say President John Dramani Mahama has fulfilled his promise na GN Bank is back na onim say GN Bank ababaki omo eba be employ youth na onim say NPP youth ni pi ebenye opportunity akwakwa yedwuma owo GN Bank mu o say ne special greetings enkoma ora owusu enkroma ababiwa obeye NDC chairman ewo ahafo region we kwame na acidity afo achirensua no the message we free a wode ebaye offer abronye finally released and matters rising abronye has been granted bail asate we ya near bay na the legal team and then a dom try say conditions a wo bail no omo ebe meeting afi
Yeah.
or ye releasing no any matters about some say government na gage free speech suppress free speech no ne ade maybe I aba bedru di asem na obeka
ya me da se me da kakra bi na me kan kakra fa ho bansa na no be say Ghana no na wo mu na ti akonya so wo mu kasa no this fokro ya o companies are gu no o mayimu wo mu na be say no ma ne akora no kra pa adwuma ye nya binye wo mu so na ne wo mu ti wo mu kasa obi abegu adwuma obi abegu bank asa kumasi ya nkwa santi kumasi ya so nkwa no na ma wadwuma kese be se nan ya na wo mu ye adwuma fa nipa enya na pe me tabulation of almost about 50 of them yankofo we ya begu no krum ha apino soap nipa se na nefa apino nipa se na nefa kwawus unu kwawus ni ati se BW Passat eni ade wa ha sei ni nyina wo mu se da betena sei ebegu no ha sei so ati ase ansa na open fresh biscuit ya city achef masi ho ho na open fresh no na wo o mu begu no ba bia na ye wa fa ne say wo kwa ajuso leda entan ne ade nyina eti wo mu ni any moral justification bia so mbe bia o ma say obi ebegu adwuma na obi ayese ni ade eti wo mu fantum che na Ghana fo ye nyama na ye refi no o mu ma ye remfi na ye nko ye nim o mu ba ye buza say adwuma ben no mu aye adwuma ben ba ko no mu aye nkoda de betimi aka say ye bo mu aka say ye nya bia ye nothing kasa ye be kasa sa na ye ba na ye be ji hwan ni seat na ye be say eno kwa no mu dwene ho ada na ye bo video bi ha so be kai ade ma na onu wan kasa nipa sanja nanja ka kire mu sanja nanja ka kire mu say wosi ye nko yie ba bia na na mu ne ma no kra nkofo no ekoton no kra ye nto problem ho mo be hwe na mo solve problem no mo ti wona kasa sa
ya na me
pese me ha me ho kra
mati ofa yenkwe
no ya 3 times AGT invest 3 bi kwa no pa wi anwumre ye be twen wo mu ho asaf post office na basa be fa za se kosi sei o mu collapse no mo hwe ma timafo no atwa wo mu timba na mo de order to so say ye mo bia mfanko e ko cap so wata krade abo pretimba contractors na busa mo ko mo di nipa faso krom ha and then this if nya no a wo mo de kasa ma iti of abonye be di say e ade bia ha adwene ana nya ono nko ho e free sata mo buy I think say every month bia ya che ba ko so far nipa ya kai wo mo no kwa ye wo mo sababe 18 people and ya chi wo mo because wo maka kwasem asembia abani susu say etia no anase ya kasa de etia wo mampanyi nti na wo se ya kwachi wo mu ba wo hwe ene mo mu ye okoyim omayimu atenie pa nkofo we ro atenie ebi wo wo bokra na ora ho eno de obi ankasa but ene obi wa no ayese ada no akasa de etia obi ni aba bechew obi wa no ayese ya ba bechew abronya de be no kai ono kra de lightweight maka chen this for ne say sesi ya no de ye prapra managwa yo na 2027 no this wo mu tu free krom a ye no mu be ka bi pa susu dua no pepe kwen o mu fa so ye nipa no sa pepe na enu be fa so kwa sa pepe ye tira na obi timiditi e first wo mu nipa ye o Kevin Taylor be de video bi ama wo mu de tam obaye mu kokosia no e wo airport VIP lodge adene court eno na dazo no adene court with the full state security abaye bejai no obi a wodidi mpanyifo atem ono enenam ho no full state security ama ne full car obaye oda vice president fie ene ede nato ena mpanyifo we nyina di animu akọ supreme court akwakọ jai no
of a vice president fie ne dey allege
oh that be true na nye fie ho na aya friends
ye near dance
oh me see a dance wo okay wana okra na state security na kofa no anya state security ano so ka dem semboa anya state Canada na evidence am there ma we was say evidence no da so no omo wie yesa de ne ko share cam under full protection ba ku de no mu ba ku de che twen ne ko ye obi a wadidi otumfu atem wadidi mpanyifo nyina atem to the sense of say Quran ne kura no wode popa ne to odidi chief imam atem krum ha chief imam odidi na atem se ne kura na eden kura no ono wode popa ne to ne ye gina ho ama na be didi obi atem e de awie da me wo video no ha wo videos upon videos bepa metimi ama mu bi na mo yi na mo de ahwe so ata say metimi ama mu bebrebe na mo ahwe mo say de nyama na ko yeah I'm telling you more voices the voices are there bebrebe wo ha bebrebe metimi ama mu ahwe ensem a wo keka ye de kire mpanyimfo wo ha ya na se ye mu kura no twese wa chesi president Kofoso Mahama mia na no because the benefit no big TV so e di atem na Jane any Mahama photo and a bonachi and odi any program na odi mpanyifo atem president na wo ye adwuma ma na wo no ni photo e bo wachi no uni bibia aka na wo jan wakofa na ba Ghana ha aba be jan so wonko uwia wo se abronya ko kase judge be a political judge na dem ade na Mahama kan che kuma unanimous 11 no nya Mahama na bi na no kai no na say judges be a unanimous 11 Chief Justice and what is why almost why MPP woman organizer sana no mu different no
Chief Justice
Chief Atukono almost why MPP National Women's Organizer. This is what they were saying. Now we know because will be a political judge what ne ben wom na judge ba ko na ono de obia ye de obia ko ne ho adan ono ko na judge it be kwachi obi free sunwane ne agu ne handcuff for almost about 14 hours ne de na track mu ne de na konkran e de na track court e de na track station no be a police station no wo no e de na track a circle akwa adenta court 2 as say ne de ne court 9 na court 2 ne de ne court 9 city court 9 ya court obi wo swadro ne ya drive na anadwo no saa de na ba ho achenkwana na ya beche no ojuso ne agu ne handcuff almost about 11 hours from ojuso to Accra ne de ne court 9 adama de nko a de bia si ade kro na no ono ne de asem ni nyina ma no judge kro na asem ni nyina ekokopie nanim na sa ne no ya kaso wo ye political judge wo si ye boa na de we ya wo mu kai court asem ni onko menya lawyer na no pretend to be one but for lawyer bia ne busa say we say a case a ye di nipa ko remand and as ye di nipa to prison as ye pre bibi misdemeanor ya ye fine ye fine anya dia obi be kase ye fa no kotum ne ya sheda paper ne kwa ye be prepare dia aba no ya sheda the paper na to about 4 days enra and was say komu kasem no sem sa no ba wo mu si o ye kohwa de bi ye ntimi anye na wo ko ba na o si o mini ho asem bi aka enti eno no na wo ho asem ka enra na wo ho asem ka
for 5 days prosecution team no and am request judge ne say omamo some few time because judge no ruling no one release amamo ntem
there be a second judge no ruling no ansa na ye court
yes and prosecution team no request enti na man ra judge na ntimi anye no and ma ene omo de share ne
prosecution no and ono obebeka che say ono oni no ano nkrata no o hwehwemu
yes
enti ye ma ne
yes
enti ye no wo ye friend say attorney general no
yes on the prosecutor assembly
yes that na wo de aba no
just judge na releasing in term
I don't know judge na releasing in term
na so far mo cross mo anya na in term
we anya in term say we anya ye twen ya de akokan asem ni anya in term ya de ba judge na wo de asem no odo ne court na wo so de ba and the court no ti wo kra na ye kan asem na wo ti mo so wo mu type you can see it enti dem ade no mo hwe fi no it would in the choir when they go to moon and I dear man by whatness. Bibi assisa. And Negan highway. Case no high me no pet. I won't mean your brother. Asa. Case be any of you.
Case Ghana.
Case by
Amy no
then this is for Jinamo.
Eh day.
I do buy a cause say.
I do buy inside the case in a so.
And I'm because I beans.
And your beans
or say
Andra a papa. I'm your comfy. As a summer the neck call.
I was one put it in a motion of no case.
Yes.
I just said,
on crash, on so do baby, none of home fun into my case, you know.
And I make
us holding on
order of no case, as they say. And you look, make them a person say, and you know, Mukas or Mubayano. Omubakata say, be the oral, Unikroma. Oral, no, your case is 32. 32 cases, no, and it's got $21.9 billion in every cases no dey na dey $1 bro one ajedi what was say 32 cases. Don't be catch no. Ora. Ya no we yakodi we yakofeska, we yakoye say 32 na akwakuja to wen. Kwakuja to wen. Ayi akwaya oti ayi se na oka committee no. I friend say Yoko, say na oka committee no. Yoko, no a member of the committee, they were 5.
Yes.
Yoko ni ka ho. Police commander.
COP Nathan Kofi
Boachi ka ho.
Daniel Domelevo
ka ho.
Lawyer Martin
Pebu ka ho. Ana hwan?
Omoye
5.
Ena Yoko
busa se. Busa se. Ada na sankofo we ya mutimi kwotwotwo nkrata we. Enyina ade baye ade koma mahama wo no. Ene Domelevo say the man no ye trash. O say Ebola. What I say? Attorney General so by o say Attorney General so say I ko pujato onu na akọ check ni sika won ko check na bibia say ni ho. Ora na da ni oka. Operation clear all looters. Any clear
all na da ni dey.
Oka.
And I say a friend.
Ora operation clear all looters. Oka. And na wo ba akonya so. Wo mu gina court. Collins Dauda as you okofie. A friend is opening go home. Cases ni nyina wo mu atu force yan kasa go. Obia no wo mu gina na chi. Attorney General we ono na ye wo mu lawyer. Watimi agina mu ayi wo mu from Ora to Oka. Wa clear all the looters. Na wo obi a wono wakojiska a wo se wo kwakoji aba no. Ene de wono wo dika wo court wa wo se yobeka court assembly ensa kan yesika no. Up to that time ya kan wo mu nyina akọ. Ena ne yesi yakọ hwe sika foforo nkofo abajiska afremo de abre. E wa in fact $21.9 billion. Adenti no mu nyina mia homa no. Ade no mu nyina mia homa no. O mu say ye beans. Asemo mu kafa nkofo wo nyina no enya no kra. Eje say adua na ya de cement ise ni bi wudi ya na ya mutu. Enka hui. Enya djuma. Enti entro bu be di fa nkofo na wai. O mu be kafa wo mu na wai. Apo nya de no ye. Ade me pa no ye. Ye no wo se chinchiri bo achi se. E wo se ye de ne ko gina court. Me se ni nyina ye diversionary.
Mate ofa.
Wo twemra ma me land wo ha wo twe.
No this year.
Ma na si e wo ha. Hwe gold akofo ya koto adie. Gold ya ton aboka 18 tons of gold ya ton. We are where for whatever ni yehu. Ya koto gold aboka $240 million first in history. Ya obi ya ton gold aboka e wo Ghana ha say. Bank of Ghana car wabo 34.9 billion. Ya wo ye $3.4 billion. Sasika we nyina no ni sansem we nyina wo ho. A wo mu nim se jana no odren. Enti yan kwacheche nkrofo na ma nye case. Wu se ba ye na wotwe mienu ya sansem we nyina e ba ye no. Wo mu se sa bank ne ka ene ade a na asoja ne nyina wo se dum. Enti wo mu pese wo mu disie ba ye ka che wo se besen aba. Ba bi wo mu diska no kwasi se ye bia no. Wo mu be ko no makoyi aba no mo be kirem. Na Ghana for mu se mu na moti Ghana ha ende mo bokro no. Mu na moti Ghana mo bokro no communication minister se wote wo. Sika kra wo ntimi nya no. Sika wa wuntimi nya no.
Machofa.
Na mo kasa enti no. It is abronya de menim se na obekofie na wakwa kwagye na home. Na yem fan pa bon techi na menim se kofo we de. Se de meka wo baabi me se wo mo mompa ye se atemu da ba. No mo party ne so free power. Sampa ye no na mebo mo. E da atemu da beba no. Sa da na no mo party free power. O na se wo mo ni atemu da na e ko na je se party bi ambe o.
Mate.
No mo akwa ye do mpeso.
Mate. Ima be jira mfimfini. Ma memra alaji ma memra wo ho.
One thing I mean, say, looking at the age, now support to the irresponsible, reckless, and petty utterances from no less a person than a bronye.
You to West me and sound. Your man reply, Mamma.
That be of our Okasano. I was here. I kept quiet. A very irresponsible on his part. And me feel say offer as old as he is. Nkobaba be kase de abronye ye eno nye. E bia judge no so pe ono no experience no hu say bia ka judge no should have tempered justice with mercy. Yeah. Then people listening and watching from outside will know say as panyini no wakasa ye. Now you sit here and support that commentary now. Wo ba kra wo mpene se obeye. Yakoya na ebai. Politics does it mean say uno bi efrifie ba kumu a na no nche say oye nsemfo krapa sabi o so support no. Di abronye kan ye ene di abronye ye say catchers of say of ambie na no enkasa nsem no betima aka. Ne ba kra bom penesa ne ba kra emfiri na num kra mpomra. The same abronye nka yen reprimanding nipa nka just your first just kodua etwere letter come say yenye den ye reprimanding no for the utterances o make against him. You see the hypocrisy and double standard of some of our politicians. Young chaps eti abontin hwe ofa thinking so of eba beka bibi ebe convince omo ebe ma omo hu say omo anya nuhu e was ansem na abronye kan no. Just recently abronye sat on his TV and called John Dramani Mama a fool. Ofa really? Is applauding it go onim okache John Mama say John Mama ho kan Ofa applauded him. Some of these things say you say people who ought to know better. So almost support this kind of things are na mekra adiare ho. Di abronya ye wan ye mu ya etia ye nipa for ya etia. Plus Dominica omo akire emu hwan na obepina se ne ba enkoka sansem no bi enkere panyini. O mpene se oba beka na ba obi eka na wo support no. Say adepa ade na ka o mpene fanko ofie. The abronye say the pardon na ka mprim fanko ofie. And then you sit here and glorify as some now can no catch and say, oh say catch re say of a compasa make irresponsible statement. Or say catch re say NDC for should wait. Ye ba be do election na ye be who more of this. Of I'm telling you, you see more of a counter reaction. But in our case no ye be ma a befitting reaction. Wu nipa no otia okoda obehu se nkofa kanyansa se ma kire me. Politics enka se yembra mekunkum ye ho. The same abronye etina si denigrade ayi your friend say Kennedy Japan called him mad and stupid of applauded him because he was on the other side that time. So there been tinema e was ye tina se now your politics no you reduce to insult and plain insult. Plain insult. You can disagree with me, but in a respectful way. But not to be insulting and be calling people names. And then Kennedy Amoso abodam no. Kennedy Amoso say obey president just say ofa aduro ansa na wetima kwetena board meeting a cabinet meeting you know. And then mo committee ho. So is the party sick?
A co-chairman.
Or a co-chairman is the party sick by bringing in a sick person? Unse, your politics no. It shouldn't be devalued to this kind of level. I was expecting of us to do better.
Yes, will be from Kuma,
but sit here and tell us NDC for NWT, you are going to see more in 2028 of a Kromoha. Obi nye be man che obia.
Maybe nuru.
Debi ameka asem obi anye be man che obia. And the same emra na yede ayitu mu no. Abronye tu mu no. And the same emra ene de Oliver Bakamowo editu mu. Sa article omo friend say oh Mirefi
Electronic Communication Act
96(5)(c).
Yeah.
The same thing and omo de Oliver tu mu. That time they did Vamao. It's that time the Oliver de Onyenipa. Oliver de Onyenipa. Abronya is so superhuman. So no there. Only say bail discretional. A judge can decide not to give you. And in Abronya's case, one thing people are lacking common eye. They have to read. In Abronya's case, ruling no by so ruling nature say the judge and reminded Abronye because of similar offenses or what bail in on that same Enti the my judge near there remind no using the same yardstick now or use ma Oliver no the same yardstick no use ma Abronye. Is Abronye more human than Oliver? In a day, nipa 43 and a chiomo. No more galamsey protest. And no partner a devastated your land any yensu. Ya chesako for nyako shame. What happened? So be making irresponsible statement as an elderly person. You are not supposed to endorse irresponsibility. Also make it or utterances are responsible. Then people watching you outside who know say ampa Ghana you are on the right path. Then panifo na joining irresponsibility now. What do you think the party is? Satam na abronye didi panifo atem. Just recently on my sister station, on my station, want to be TV. Host our Teso called Mama a fool. Host no Teso, your friend Nanya Fikakra. Or say NDC from Mama President.
Where's Nibi or Hono more?
What they said is what I'm reporting. It is a very tiny say. Of I supporting that kind of irresponsible statement. Or catch or say from NDC from Mama President. Let me see the last person. They are all fools. Until Mama to Abama NDC. And sometimes now obe mpanyimfo bi na omo so support na ye ka ye say ba be ma warning e wo man mu ha e wo na me ka no me say politics of 1992 wasn't the same as 1996 and it wasn't the same as 2000 a evolve about be seen ne the masses are very discerning. John Dramani mama mu fi say diesel le gina ni mu ana kerosene le gina ni mu ya chi small girl bi zongo bi ifijasi zongo
sechere
kumawu zongo what when the video no look at the utterance and then almost say a flyer free that girl adan yes stample on free speech comes with responsibilities and you know people must be circumspect me I'm a better high and I'm a bit a man for atama. I don't think you call me here again. Because you frown on it. And your station, editorial policy, you don't support that kind of irresponsible statement. So why should an elderly person come and sit here? Now all support it. Or say, Sika, ya ka say, ye general, your friend is saying, oral. It was an estimation. So far, Google it and check and show me 600 million Ghana cedis has been collected. Is it not a good thing?
Oral.
I just 600 million Ghana cedis. You can just fast check me. Sisi Aminoka say Chamawu to me is a candidate for jail.
There be a case in all.
And Aminoka say a candidate for jail. I'm not. But me so a candidate for jail because look, possible and the possibility of him losing higher.
There be allergy. Ebasa, you are being prejudicial.
Okay. Chamaun to me, the chances of Chamaun to me going to jail is high. Ono ane lawyer babeka
no allergy enko yanim.
Mate. Ono ane lawyer babeka kire me no mi enu say yam mpire man baby adu no mu aden.
Yes, he said that.
And what here ka kire me say hwi mfiri mu ma. Adu bo ahen case no. Udim say sika or transfer from National Signal Bureau for accounts to one personal account man or obstruct say penny say you better than in as evidence no. It has been admitted. It is an admissible evidence. Say friend say emerda wo say one lady na o yusu no omo and lady no e ka kire say Aduboy was using the money like his own property. And you sit here and tell me say beans. The next time I know Beba catcher say we should free Aduboy from prison. Gift your worry 30 million Ghana cedis transfer from your friend say NSS for account to one personal account to or call Supreme Court Said the be halt the proceedings now air court so our high court. Supreme Court I then struck that suit out. See a court process no air court so. As 30 million also no receipt no has been admitted as an evidence. And you sit there and tell me say
or say we have recovered over 600 million Ghana cedis. Be patient with us. President Mahama shares Oral's success story.
Fantastic. When I am a person, into a say one kobo, he has lied. You just over 600 million. And people are still back. Ulim say give to one when whatever case be a settle out of court. No muntiaka. And bargain and I say omono dia no dia. Omo dis can back up you be process you be prosecute omo. Sure. Emia wa kumfi dia no. He got it wrong. Or say prosecution they say omo file. Who now file for no case enye prosecution and order some of these things let's get the basics right omo na omo ye ka say omo sorry no omo defense no omo say no case and a court na omo 2 or 3 weeks say omo ko file omo evidence of no case it is oba na say court no ready no who say the all can bullshitter the court will stand on it and give his judgment.
Mate, Alaji made us say
$2 million for a sky train that never existed. Unim, yeah, our attitude, my politicians here corrupt. When they steal, now you saw ya swat amount for Gumse could defend it. He sat here and made a categorical statement say ya turn gold adi without any proof. That kind of we are friends saying jandam no atwam o kan na ko ma proof
Mate Alaji me that
one enemere one betim yeah gold board audit aba by KPMG everything is intact so office o maton gold bi dia take them to court
me that say Nedin de Alhaji Sita Seidu Oka NDC Ashanti Regional Communication Team offer mamenko imaho no mansa na maba mamenko imaho ansa na maba
over so actually think am wi ana ko
me pacho mame man oyi me ka se be chen who's all kasa ni na no a personal attack
any personal attack I was just being factual
me factual
I was just being factual
me used to be a mountain and make us actually
me found
oh man that's a minute oh me say what now say what you should be sensible, you should be
sensible. Me say you are supporting irresponsible statement.
Yes.
You should be responsible. Which is a fact.
What makes it a fact? What determines our fact,
of about to pay your mic in the camera.
What determines our fact,
Mami determine the comments now when you make it, will you make it? If you are not going to make it, then you are engaging in an irresponsibility. Facts are facts. Irrespective of your emotions and feelings.
The fact that who casa with them, what is or see? What my retribution says 600 million. What is 600 million? Not count the evidence about from who? What I can say, no way, we are. No,
the president of the land said it.
President of the land said it. Evidence of
the NPP they are to just say almost petition the Chief Justice and the Judicial Service say a quiet judge in a case in a fast or no. And he can't be a judge in his own court. Sa 75 no on one because we the case no. In the bear omofa case in my different judge na on handle any matters of home aminti you.
Oni bibi. The MBP enabrabo. Minyini pi. Of my time abrabo na. Nanka ombechi omobana kofia kotwa ne to. Aga se menye bio. Komo Andrew level cry say I build a foundation ni said the be ya NCBO but then we forgotten the foundation ye jai akrana okoye nsemoni no and ye ko abonten akwa ne life and your family time life and that tete no life is different and then so your life is different na ya
ima
ko wensa ne bi twa mu wo me da echi enu echi ya na obi dey ni top obi eni abre say wo hwe yi o den na me dwen so why bibi na coincidence na me dey na maye we dey o si kaza mo say obey coincidence e dey na maye me wo fa mutu me fo mo say obi yire ma me fa nya hwe e na panyini pa de ma me ni di na tem eno so me firi me mo frase me ko obi yire ho me ni di panyina tem na me say na fa hu ya ko ka say ensa so mo fa nya hwe but o ka sa no atomic mitrim no of futu no de ama no ko wensani no sabi ese okuram ebesi nne a ombu so enti wote wona aye badwen ba so be kuram o anana me boa
yes obekutam
so be kuram you see my disappointment with NDC on a Abronye case no is as to why omo allow Abronye mabesim ne or that's who operates our station.
A social media.
Social media is monitored. There were ways of monitoring social media. NCNA, Communication Ministry, they have a way of monitoring. And I say, very good. What I say, that is my disappointment. First, no dear. Can I say MPP in the so? Perhaps if you no manager home, it will more allow now. No would dimpen you for them. Minim category of people are bringing you matter mukruwa.
Shutting it down.
Ebi nananom abosomfo na onye ni omatem they are fine. But we abosomfo free ho a we di obi atem am tie we di matem.
Ta
2020 me ko independent.
O di bi me ma o.
O di matem o untumi TV gidi. Ka kire me say John Dramani Mahama ama me 1 billion. Ama me pick up or not then say bonebo. Na be papa we na bobodua no. Me bisa o me say papa we na bobodua no. O me so no. And I'm so o di aye nyame ba atwema ngo bi eja north. And I'm saying, Nyameba no de ababe no. Nanka ni nua duaboni a wana was go finish guy no because John Dramani Mahama mama pick up. Minim no kra mi share that. No ma me 100,000 bia so. What you want to me TV then say about the sorry jina wo me say what dia mano. Enti mo wo nyina John Mahama and sponsor no. Ye dream kwan ye be fa so a MPB be tena so 24 years etete yen. Ye nya mpuntuo Shinkoso na yedi ho bo for dear a rescue power from Sapa no ne dia ye ne enkrofo yie no ti hwede oti woka di matemwa na mde ne manyame we di asofo atem asofo de na manyame ene ade ye kamera Abronye case no me say said Alaji kan no a precedent ruling among phone kind yi o kan ya o say abrante yanka said di enkofo atem ama ye de na back court ama ebi ya warning ebi ya bail no ebi say ana wasan akoye bio enti me remand no bone bene o dabi bone bene o
onye bone
judge ni nya bone bia na yakoyi no me menti bibia se Ghana ha no minim asemra nya adwuma grounds when ye de obi call remander and now one shouldn't specify
or remain pending 2 weeks permanent or like okay. Or remain permanently until the case no omobe to be an custody
na say ye case no
case ni so but you can appeal you can appeal the remand
very good
omoko appeal remand no or high court
and high court
tena so enra oma ntime nwie ne omobe conclude na no pay say they should grant him bail. Granting a bill 100,000 Ghana cedis with 2 sureties. Conditions in the BSF. Depositing a passport or the court registry. 2, unreported to the CID every 2 weeks. Or person to kind say be a bit messy. You have bit my failure. Person to kind inform a court no be assessment
very good
in the first case no you reminded now call no one or to kind of one notify court to
really
yes that aside minia Abronye a very bad influence to the youth of this country. He is a super bad influence to the youth of this country. Alaji Kasa I refer to of if a baby name here. I say of our committee to
yes.
Of a we na ko de advice. Buyer and all can interject. Of a we na ko say but you be too new for say onye guided. What you say? Na onhwe and one no nka alaji ekebi aka me make mental. Abobo madwan ide. Aman. But e won na me so for committee no. We want for advice bi anye dey. Atato. What you say? The guy is a very bad influence to the youth of this country.
Na no yadodo ho.
Minua. Enti me sa appeal na o my ya mo my minim say we no also no wakwa ba bibia ni ho a etumi no etika me pa ne se nka bibia ebeboa no me penasem because enipa bibia enka betumi no betumi no pa be fani mu na nyamesuro kakra ewura ni mu no oba adwuma mu a me tell you me say I'll put the fear of God in you. Also bit me man ho so na we na my trust ya na ma hwe ade be ekanwa be fa nwa say yes say nyame wo say wi aso so cheme
te bibi tumi bibi
bibi sa na wo say de fa branti ni mu
na de
e coming it down na wo who say
iba bi ni say
wano wa entrensu onye sa no meka no
yes
so wano wa entrensu
yes who need
e dan na esuko no ma tubetima soro o man mu na wa say obi obefo na nim bi obedi natem. How possible? To the extent say general secretary of one Kasa political party or regional chairman, general secretary to be doing natem amonsu and the trailer thing. Why should it be so? Now my disappointment is with the leadership of the party. At time no, it goes against the party. But minimum penny for almost share the video of WhatsApp be also it is a major abakra metuma MPP. I'm telling you, empirically, minimum penny for almost share nanam social media no mu abro nye video almost a branch we currently it is a major about metuma minimum delegates too almost so Dr. Baumia just ended primaries. But because of that guy into almost to my candidate Japan. I'm telling you, delegates too are minimum. And the attitude na MPP paying for a B. Meaning is omina na yomode. A B. Aye din na almost sheldon one. I'm telling you, sir, a negative effect to the plight and forward march of the party. So many more a good party to some extent. And the earlier, the better. And the culture of Obia Koka Samoa na party paying for a 2 dinner. I don't get it. Omutu adi na chino ameka tete suban na nka ya chopa. By this time no by force munya no onye we. Oni so wa bibi powers munya no onye we. Enti se de o man ma mo say na mokwa kwaye no. That is the impression the wise people in this country, that's how they understand or interpret things. And na mami suroma MPP no. Say enti de o man ma say na no be say na mbaso so. Mo kwa na mo kwa pa acha solid me support mo. Akra na fo. Ye pa mo chow. Mo fanche. Na ma ba be tunifo. Na mo ye bibi kura che say mo tunifo. Yeah. That is how we build a party. But say ankoyesa. Having said that, of a video no show you know, ama me machine kakra. Kevin Taylor abakromu.
Yeah, yes, he was in Ghana.
And I wait me abakromu akọ court. And I find wedding was akọ. And I say omo Debi o say omo a why ye omo mpanyimfo ahemfo na nanom any ade no kra so man ko report mpo a once there is evidence no say it can be taken out and I'm boa ngongo waba akọ ama chese hwe antare no. I'm sad for this country. Honestly, a very bad influence to the youth of this country. Very, very bad influence. Hey, me say asem no ebeba obeka. But why I should cry out fast? I can say right thing done at the wrong time, in the wrong way, in the wrong manner, sequence can be sinful. Maybe a seminar will can. And yeah, me say me TV once I no more yes sports. Now, Obuka say under 17th from 2025 October now. Ebe see ne omupa dem cry nti ai. One way ya obedi di pay for that. But that is not the way to go. Obedi mi jire. One way obedi di o matter become pay for mo di de bia. Mo yere no mo sabio mo pranfo kra didi enti nkra isu didi a na ye dey but yen kan sa wo hu ene ma ye nipa o yes ni nipa ho ene ma ye nipa enti ye besre say ye jagum sa the impression we are creating is Roma do betima ye bibia and get away with it enti omo mfa binum nye scapegoat say yentimi nya no political meboa eye judicial meboa omonim anim onyam na eba form so omonim chief justice bafo boni ene na gina tuku
yes
ene die mu anim onyam na eba form because of enyoma bi esisie ene munaya muntimi fancy o because of political what have you NDC ni ye nipa o MPP ni ye nipa and at the unjoin any of these two political parties esusu ye nipa politician ye nipa o and o here ni no kowi abode no so ye nipa uyo temuafo a unum say o judgment atemu da e different nyame mu judge any ordinary person atemped da I'm telling you mark it somewhere we ye temuafo u gina nyame anim and anam abuatan asase so akobu intentia and akoye political akobu atten based on political lineage and I when nyame do be fast one they don't know and the Kenya miss much ro
mafa
mo fa engide o
mafa we me mamu 1 minute me wo be no mamam 2 minutes me wo be 6 minutes to go
Okay.
nti me mamu 2 alajima me starting
Me know him. For the records, Kevin Taylor is never an NDC person, and he has never held an NDC card before. He's a card-bearing member of the NPP.
Kevin Taylor nye NDC ni.
Onye NDC ni. And onye NDC ni so that
he worked for NDC.
It doesn't matter. He's a card-bearing.
No, a bad influence.
I don't have any issue with all views out there or express it. Or a card-bearing member of the MPP. That is a fact that must be established.
Okay.
I call social media so sister akwabe ne card our display. I trust or MPP ni but or say MPP the crop of MPP leaders or more currently no. Omo ye bad leaders. That's why it all bash omo.
Okay.
So that is for the fact. And minua only say sometimes politics make us of I say may refer to or no me make personal statement. When we make a statement
and yes you offer no
oh there be many problem
yeah you were saying you know
oh until I make us me point at any atom I will never do that never but I will address the issue of I will say of I say what's Kevin Taylor by or that vice president fee
and I
it's a vague statement
me
you shouldn't any person can baby across and secondly was say boy now your friend is saying ye chino you know sunyai no baba man de net na oban mu
ozemo de net na ka mu kwa
Accra yeah Apia Stadium eko ka say which I never supported that statement o ka say President Akufo-Addo num wi ye chire no ebu no ewro no ho e de net na pick up to from Kuromu ha to Accra on de no nya nipa baba man de more human chair on no I don't know if it was wrong yesterday, it is wrong today. But if you didn't have the balls to condemn it yesterday, keep quiet.
Exactly.
My member of our honor, the next 2 minutes of our main team.
Just 2 minutes, 1 minute cassette. Be a friend saying,
there be 2 minutes to make all your submissions.
No. Maybe no man Kazakra men found. Yeah, you ha. And I speak at the majority leader. I say, Omo was Supreme Court. No, woman is sensible. Any only an answer for Bia was Supreme Court.
I video.
That's a part. Okay, I know Nanche. Your maimu. And you who say, woman can say any pass smart. Attitude is workers will be better Obama MPP Bia or ya bois. Ghana, see you. It is that time no only boss out of the casa. I then na onya boss na de be kasa. Was wo bia woni boss or kasa no ni kwa so kasa no. And na what
Captain Smart was arrested 39 times under your regime. 39 times.
Some few minutes.
What American say? There has been insults on leaders. Our Ghana ha. Now boss na she say say na papa ya. I know no one who what you Ghana ha. Na you there. What ya Oliver Bamawo? What ya Oliver Bamawo? Na problem so na police car. Esi wo bet na ko to police car ki akoto akone. Police car wo ko to police ki akoto akone. Aboche baby anke bebo tuo amwo. Wo wu sa de ni nyina. Atenie ba na wuni okrom ha. mo kasa mo tia no tete obi kasa na ko tia Mahamadi na kwakoye crime onu kasa na wo say was shooting himself in the foot anama wo ka ho asem no want me anyina mu aka ne saa time no said the nkofo ne keka na nya omu kasa Jubilee House in the friend Jolobi House adwifo fie saa na mu ka ye anam akoda ne adwifo ana mu te saa fie num saa nya babra ona mo bokro no ade te saa fie num ma me na ndi ba sense me ba jo o say efie ne ye Jolobi House what says so I refer to Nanado say oye thief the biggest thief of all time onu ni eti no Sam George catch Nanado ye kronfo no na ba omi asua kron no na fi no ho no video no da so no eno no wote ya na so wante hypocrisy yes na ye bet me aka na
ofa me da say ma brown
yes I bet me aka dey wie say wo mu ankasa na bia na nyansa bia na wo mutiri mo de kasa
Dabi
to say anything right but obi any right so make us what type of behavior is that obi any obe prison
a minute na me we say good evening Libya Boga. It is only in the Ashanti region that the NDC can boldly make such statements because they believe the NPP is gradually losing touch with the hearts of the people, which could help them gain more seats in 2028. They know that in some strongholds like the Volta region, many people remain loyal to the NDC regardless of the situation. Osiminuya Santini Wasante Semhunyao. Because if care is not taken, a time will come when people will gradually take over the Ashanti region. We Efri Mackenzie. And what do we Ebana Alaji I'm referring to as na Alaji Kaseɛ in 2028 umenya 38.2
and nipa no ka say o ma na yema amanfo ma o Asante sɛ mo hia mo the press of Debbie
and this the allergic kind there o ma bom mu and
ma bom na be kire abomu no so de e pafo
Debbie enya na be ka
Ghana obi aso anya ho fa so
right
exception of
futuo and am dey ma two leading political parties omuru efi omo ho ametwe omo adwen so animu nyam a omu class two leading political parties no it is gradually eroding
yes
omo ni mu nyam no epipa
it's true
NDC ni MPP ni nyina ye kasa efri omo echitafo anumu ba omo institute body bia within their political parties ebe punish omo a omo kasa anye and I be relegate omo to the backdrop and sadia omo ni mo nyam no so eti na me di ja alaji say on fan command political party ni say MPP ebe agenda 111 say omo si 111 hospitals abomo no me betena ha bashi o matisa mo ye agenda 216 bu be si 216 markets bu nim say muniska mamo start na se mo start na taxpayers money kakra no mo start ko hye form e ma ne sei abra teacher for the next 40 fie amafo nya adwuma nya bo hu kwedum be fa so ko
me da say Alaji Apom pepato enimre mote uncle Kwasi Chei enka mote uncle Kwasi Chei enka former director of communication for MPP Wasantema say Emmanuel Osei Jemfi a development consultant mote enka Alhaji Sita Seidu as